throws a bottle of piss at it.
Not again.
Oh, not
It
again.
doesn't do anything. The bottle breaks against a lot of the tentacles that is coming out of the water, which you're quickly realizing is a large tail. As you see two finned arms in the front, and a large, almost what are they called? They're like
Angular?
Wait a minute.
Angulosaurus or something.
Just to clarify real quick on the ability, because I just noticed it's written weirdly. Is it the spending of the ability, and that is what triggers
For the dark side, yes. The dark
So-
side is triggered by spending it. You can store as many dice as you want, but using them does it. For the light side, it's storing. If you store more than you have dark, is when it goes over. It's about how much energy you have inside of you in the moment.
Okay. So
I
I could
do wanna-
spend light and not necessarily be light. It's just a store of light.
Yes, that is correct. The
Okay.
store of light matters, and the spending of dark, because the dark is essentially you just get it through like meditation or like the spending of mana. You can have as much of it as you want, but as soon as you start using the dark power is when it starts to manifest in you. Whereas the light power is storage based, so the more you store, the more. Yeah.
Okay.
I do want to let you guys know, for 40 minutes, your guys' audio has not been being picked up. Discord was muted on my stream. So it is fixed now, but just so you know.
Oh my
I'm
god.
quaking! I'm quaking!
Dude!
Yeah,
So all that talking was for nothing.
That was pretty good action too.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my
I can't believe you guys missed that.
A lot
It's okay.
happens.
Zerafin kills himself and he resets. All right.
Well, and it's kind of getting there. So yeah, I guess it really, really sucks. But oh no, the
Zerafin
boat.
was stabbed in the back of the head.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. You hear? You really should have watched your mouth, Zerafim. I wanted to do this with way more tact. And then the monster here lifts its tail up and slams it into the front of the deck over and over as you feel the ship beginning to sink due to the severe damage its underbelly has started. What do you guys do? Because at this point, you see also razor wire begins surrounding you all.
Oh. Like everywhere?
Like everywhere, yes. Like it starts literally shooting out of the walls and further capsizing the boat.
Counterpoint on that.
Well, I think we need to leave. The only person that
counterpoint on
can't
him.
leave. Oh shit. I mean, I could prevent us from falling into the water, but
And we just don't know where the voice is?
You don't know where the voice is. No, it's coming from the intercom. Well, no, you obviously know it's coming from the intercom, but you don't recognize the voice, weirdly. None of the people who you've been with are like, it sounds like that.
Rise, do I know since I know where we are, what kind, I probably know, generally speaking, of the monsters in this location. Is this like a Leviathan legend type shit? Or type stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. So the thing is, this is not a native Australian. Actually, no, this isn't a native Australian creature. What am I talking about? This is literally just a this is a dinosaur, pretty much. You know that this is a large. One second. I just had this stupid creature's name. I just had it.
Homo.
Yeah.
Launch your strongest attack at this thing.
Nothing. I can throw something at it.
Okay.
But I have an idea. I have an idea. The guy's in the captain chamber, yeah?
yeah.
Hypothetically.
What's in the room we're in?
You're on the. You'd have to go up the staircase again. You came back down.
Yeah, what's in the room that we're in?
It's a hallway. Nothing of value.
Don't gotta be of value.
Okay. You see, like, a fucking, like, what appears to be a tin can filled with cigarette butts,
That's useful.
and
Okay.
okay, you pick that up, and then you also see like a shoe that was lost in the ensuing chaos.
Probably see like a
Uh,
half drunk bottle of rum, to be
yeah,
honest.
something like that. You see like a half drink bottle of rum next to like janitorial supplies, like a mop and one of those mop cleaning devices that keep the mop water.
Yeah.
A trolley. That's all that's in here. You see, it literally looks like the maintenance guy ran for his life.
Yeah, Turiel,
Yeah.
can you, with all this shit like stacked onto each other, can you push this shit down the hall, trying to push through, and then before you can fix up the razor wire, we can try to run through. I'll do the front brunt of it.
I will do my best.
That's
I
all you can
will
do.
reach my hand out and I will use. Let's see. Fuck it. We need to move. I'm gonna use 20 mana to produce 4 extra focal points, and
Okay.
then using all 5 of the ones that I have, fucking shove. You're telling me there's shit in front of us that we need to move, so that way we can get moved, right?
Yeah, so we can go to the office and jump the guy. If
I'm
he's still
shoving
there.
that shit
If not,
as
he's close.
hard as I fucking can in one direction.
You attempt to. However, the wire is significantly reinforced. It's made out of steel and it has mana of its own. So as you attempt to push, your focal points don't actually manage to push it out of the way. You can move it ever so slightly, making it slightly less dangerous to traverse. However, you can't outright remove it. Whoever's done this is very well acquainted with the tensile strength of this razor wire. You see that it's likely connected to the wall through multiple angles and has multiple, it's almost like a spider's web.
As he's pushing it real hard,
Mhm.
just for, does it give at all?
Very, very slightly, but not very
Ugh.
much.
All right,
You
so
can push a ton.
so I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah, he can push a ton with 8. He has 6 right now. And he's also not
well-
enhancing the push strength. It's just the equivalent of 3 hymns pushing on it.
Well, I've got. Well,
You
I
have
have my
6
one that I
focal
start
points.
with, and I just created 4.
Yeah, so
So
you
I have
have the
5.
2 you start with. So that's so that is what's it called? That's the equivalent of 2 hands. That, like I said, that's
Okay.
you. That's
So
3 times your lift weight. Remember, it's 1 mana per 5 pounds over. So this is just the
Right.
equivalent of 3 use pushing on this razor wire.
that's fine. Okay. I can throw more mana at it. I mean, it is 5 pounds per extra piece of mana, so I can use another 10, which would be
Guys
50
begin to
pounds
hear
each.
cracking underneath the ship as well.
And as he's doing that too, can I just push on it with my weight?
Oh yeah, you start pushing on it and it starts immediately cutting into your hands.
Not the
Dealing
wire. I meant the stuff he's pushing into it.
No, he's not pushing anything. He's pushing his focal points in. He didn't pick anything up. He's just pushing the wire with his psionics.
Oh, can I grab
That's what we said we
individual
were gonna
pieces of
do.
fucking wire and fucking move them out of the way?
That is significantly more effective. Yes.
Oh my
That's what we
god,
said.
dude. Jesus fucking Christ.
That's what
Go.
we said.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking...
It's still
That's
not
what we said.
here's the
much
thing.
more effective though.
He's being technical, because we did not say... we
You
did say
moving
push.
things in. You said
Yeah.
you said pushing with
You
the
told
focal
me to
point.
push this shit. I said
Not
push.
the wires, like
Fucking
the stuff
push.
into it. But okay, it is okay. Whatever.
To be fair, that's not.
Put this shit down.
Me and Lucian both have the same misinterpretation. To be fair.
Yeah.
You guys get this shit done. Come on, let's go
Okay,
die.
so I don't waste the fucking mana increasing the amount then, because that would be stupid, but I will still have the 5 hands up.
Okay, you have 6, and you start with 2.
Oh, I start with 2? Shit, let's
Yeah,
go.
start with
Alright. Yep, alright.
I'm gonna take the trolley just in case.
Okay, grab the trolley. Grab the trolley.
We'll need a vehicle.
Can
I need
I
a-
It's gonna be a vehicle, all right.
can I try to make the wires of my own?
You. This is actually very interesting.
That's what I was wondering because it's interesting.
I will say, roll me 1d20. I'm gonna say straight because you'd have both a plus and a minus to this. So I'm just gonna say just roll normal.
I got an 8.
That's not enough, unfortunately. I feel bad about it. You start trying and you're like, you're using the darkness, and it doesn't work, and you really don't understand why it doesn't work.
God damn it! Summon the monkey.
Okay. This is the first time you've seen this. Kenji. He summons an exact duplicate of Frank, but this one's made out of shadows.
What the fuck did you? What? Wait. That's
Help Frank.
Dude, Frank.
Help push the wires.
I
help
did you-
help Lucian and
how'd you
and
get Frank?
Kama.
Only I have Frank.
Okay, so as he's saying this, you watch Shadow Frank go and start pushing into the wires, and it starts cutting him up, and he doesn't have very much health. He just dies. You see him start, like, it's like that one fucking meme of where the guy walks into the razor wire, and then just his legs fall one way, and his face rolls the other way. So the monkey goes up and runs in, and then you just see it fall apart and turn into mist.
Useless. He'll fall on his knees.
You and me are gonna have a talk later.
He's not even
stole my
listening to
monkey.
you. He's just tripping. His suit is pretty much all black at this point, though, so that makes
Guys, we have shit to do.
Yeah. So
I need you to
realize-
lock in.
You realize you see water on the ground now.
okay.
Yeah, I'm
so-
already pushing. We're going.
Yeah.
Is it?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll text him.
Are they able to get through the wire yet, or is it still like not?
No, because I said even though he's doing it one at a time, which is more effective, there are hundreds of wire, and he's able to move 6 out of the way.
Okay. So, does it look like they're like all connected together, or just through the wall?
You can't tell because it goes into the wall. So multiple of them are interconnected like a spider's web. So I mean, that's really kind of up to interpretation because only the nest part is actually visible. Where like you see one going from one wall to another, and then you see like multiple spiraling lines of this thread going in varying other locations. Around like the corridor, meaning you can assume there's probably more than one piece of thread, but likely loops around inside the walls multiple times. You don't know where they're coming from, however.
Gotcha. With all this like pressure on the wires because they're moving shit, it's kind of almost taut. What's the probability of like cutting one wire in like the right place to just like fuck up half of this wire?
That's a very good question. Roll a
Right, that's
d20
it.
for me.
So yeah, I was thinking of like I can conjure a weapon, so maybe if I hit it in the right place, I could.
Yeah, we could just send it.
Almost just hitting it with the trolley, like moving through.
3.
Okay, you do get +5, remember, so that's an 8, because it is mathematics based. That's
Okay.
still not great, though, unfortunately. So, I will
Can I
give you
try
a
my-
hint. Sure, but you have disadvantage.
Fair enough.
Hit it. to
Uh,
death.
I just wanted to ask because I'm also thinking
Yeah,
of
because
doing
like you're martially trained, so technically what probably would have happened is I would have given him like a +2 if you help. But I'll let you roll disadvantage this one time, so that sure.
that. All right.
Uh,
Uh, 13.
Hey, 13.
13. Okay, and that you think similar to what Lulu is doing or Turiel, you think if you struck it perfectly, you'd be able to remove a decent chunk of the wire, but not enough to actually free you. Because at this point, this trap, you quickly realize, has been set up for a long time.
Mm.
This is because, like I said, this is deeply inside the walls, and you're quickly realizing there are probably at least between the three of you all looking at this, Ambrosio, because like the three of you are all putting your heads together as like Combo is desperately trying to go through, and you see the trolley just being shredded to bits. There's mana on each one of these strings, sure, but they are real steel thread. They're real razor wire. Meaning there's likely like multiple razor wire explosives or something, like almost shrapnel bombs filled with razor wires inside of the boat's walls that have all like triggered and then been controlled independently with mana like a spider's web to entrap you here. There are probably, I said, probably like 25 different super long threads that are circling over and over and over inside this boat. You know that at this point there's no saving the boat either. It's gonna capsize. There's water up to like your there's water up to your ankles at this point. Like Kamo's or Arson's ankles, which is pretty far up on like you, Kenji.
There's no way
you
that we
see
can
your
save the
blood
boat.
mixing with the water at this point as it's going to your untreated wound.
Is there any abilities I've seen besides the razor wire?
Roll a d20 with advantage. D20 with advantage.
Okay. Boom. And then bang. 10.
10.
With
I'm
the
gonna
plus,
say,
I can-
yeah, he wouldn't get a big plus because you'd have a plus and a minus because one of the things you're proficient in would count. But then also you have the downside of you're kind of bad with like practical ability usage. So you're like,
I'm
you're like
bad
on the
with
fence.
magic. Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, like you are like in a weird position where you get both the plus and the minus here. Anyways. Wait, there is a thing. Whatever, it's fine. Don't worry, guys. I found a better picture for next time. Anyways. God. Yeah, no. So you see, you have seen a handful of abilities that you cannot copy before. For example, you would be aware that like Seraphim's Genesis you can't copy, whereas his Shadow Magic you can. Or certain inscribed abilities you can't copy because it would inflict too much like on you. Or like really powerful abilities, you kind of only get shitty like rip-off versions of them. You quickly realize something though.
See.
Yeah, this is the thing I will say, because like I said, that's kind of on the fence. You can tell the razor wire is not an ability. It's normal razor wire being enhanced by mana. There's nothing for you to copy.
Right.
And that's why you can't copy it. You quickly figure that out, but that's just you realize at this point you're going to die, and that's freaking you the fuck out to be so real. Like you realize you're still bleeding, and you're like, even in the best case scenario, like the food sinking into the ocean here and everything else, you're really far away from real land. There's a sea monster outside. Most sea monster predators are equipped to smell blood. You're the first to go out of everyone here, and you're kind of like tweaking a little bit.
I expected this. I feel like he would just enter that like vibe, to be honest. I'm not sure what else would hold him back.
So you guys see actively Ambrosio breaking down and crying, like falling to his knees in the water, the blood slowly pouring out of him. At this point, the trolley is like floating and has been torn apart, the plastic of it having been completely ripped apart by the steel of this combo. Combo, you realize you and Arson are the only ones who will survive this. Like, you're very good at swimming. You understand. You can just easily go into the water and swim away. But Ambrosio, there's no way you could even carry him to shore. He's gone. Seraphim, you know he's gone. He's the target here. They're actively trying to kill him. You know Kenji, Kenji's just going to sink like a rock because of the jade and everything else. He's gone. Arson could maybe fly away, but honestly, you're on the fence about even that. You think what likely is going to happen if this continues, is the sea monster is going to attack Arson as he's the biggest meal, and it's going to give you a time to escape. And realistically, you can hold your breath long enough and you're good enough at swimming, yeah, because you are part shark, that you could realistically hit a nearby landmass. Everyone else is going to die here, though.
Could Kamo swim
That's
with
not
me?
acceptable.
No. Is that
No. Combo is going to immediately stop. He has the tube from the what was it, trolley in his hand. He's going to turn to Seraphim. Seraphim, you gotta die.
I gotta die or I'm gonna die. I didn't hear you cut out.
You gotta die or you're going to die.
Hmm.
You can do it on your own terms or what?
All right, own terms it is. So I'm in the water.
Yeah, we're just going to say at this point anything you want to RP, because he didn't explain the ability that well. I'm just going to say, for the sake of being nice, however, and not getting banned off Twitch, is okay. Interesting. That's so Mike is doing something of intrigue. That's you know what? Fair enough. Okay, so this is gonna be funny. But anyways, and you guys know, Seraphim will tell you he's the only one who will remember this. Share any poignant information that you have with him now.
the secret to my evolution is cultivation?
Okay. Training's useless.
Remember,
Honestly,
they're coming for you, and they won't stop.
also, Seraphim, keep your
Yes.
mouth shut next time.
Yeah, I've learned that one.
And if you can't die in one blow, tell me.
I
Okay,
don't.
and then
I don't know if I can die in one blow or not. Depends,
I'll
I
make
guess, on the
sure.
blow. Okay.
and then you watch Ambrosio, a bunch of darkness expels out of him, and he looks at you and he goes, "Ah!" and he shoots a giant beam of light at you.
Oh wait, hold on. I want to role play this out a little bit.
Okay, yeah, go on.
Yeah. So basically, you see as he's like turning into despair, he's like starts talking to himself. He's like, well, I see you've come back to me. And then the darkness starts turning into like a light suit, and it starts spreading everywhere.
Mhm.
And it's like, hi guys, bye. And then he shoots a giant fucking light beam. At the
And
creature. Yeah.
I feel like this is
Immediately-
horribly painful for Seraphim. Like this is
It
the
is,
worst
yes,
pain he's fucking
It
felt
is,
ever.
because the thing is, this does like 4 damage at a time. It literally is peeling your flesh off. It's a giant beam, and it's like the animation of Cell getting hit with the Kamehameha at the very end, where like he starts breaking apart and it's like and just gets turned to dust.
Cool.
And so then you watch your soul exit your body, and everyone else. The boat capsizes, and in a flash of jaws, all of you are gone. And then, Seraphim, with the memory of all of your friends perishing due to your loose lips that literally sunk this ship, you rewind in time to Candice is a great group name.
Dude, it'd be so funny.
My hand's
I
just
really
gonna
like
dip
this
in my
idea.
my
I think it'd
hands
be
just gonna
pretty
go to my
funny too.
hands.
It has a lot of comedic potential.
See, he thinks it's funny too. He can't even stop laughing. Look at.
Yeah. Honk. Pulls out.
You are so
Dude, where'd you get
insufferable.
that?
Don't
Where'd
worry
you
about
get
it.
that?
No, don't worry.
Oh, okay.
It's one of my little secrets. Wink.
Right. Secret.
Arson.
Mhm.
I need
We
to.
need to talk.
We gotta come here.
Go.
Come on.
Yeah, what's going on?
Well, I'm
Well,
gonna
that's more
we're
cryptic.
we're gonna go to the room
Oh,
and
it's okay.
just
We can have our own secret meeting.
me and him for now.
Yeah, I mean, who needs those guys, right? We got our own secrets.
Yeah.
Okay, so for reference, you don't know that the boat's gonna be hijacked, by the way.
No,
Right
yeah,
now,
yeah.
Ambrosio.
Yeah, we know.
However, I will
Yeah, we
tell
know.
you. Yeah, I know you guys don't. I know you're gonna do it decent with RP. However, I will say, for the sake of above game, Ambrosio, you are aware that as of the first day of the trip, so you're 1 day into the trip, right? On the
Mhm.
second day out of 13, you're still on the correct path, based off of land masses. Meaning, if the information is shared with you, you can elaborate that. I'm just going to say that above game because I will forget. You are aware that as of right now, the boat is on its correct path. Obviously, you don't know it's going to be hijacked, however, until it happens.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay.
So, okay, yeah, I'll take Arson to our room and I'll just start explaining everything. And be like, so, my fault. I don't know what can be heard or not right now, but my fault. The ship will be being hijacked at some point. This is still the first day.
Well, second day, because remember, you're 1
second-
day into the trip when the save
Okay.
point happened.
So it happens tomorrow or the fourth day.
You guys were 4 days in after, so you were on day 5 of the trip
Okay.
when the event of what happened last loop happened.
Okay. So day 5 into this trip, this ship will be hijacked. I don't know what point it is hijacked. I just know day 5 is when we found out. We were attacked by a sea serpent, and razor wire with explosives. It was not a fun ordeal. I'm not sure how to get around this at this point.
Does the mention of the sea dragon again kind of bring back
It does,
memories of what
actually,
is?
yes, it does. You know that it is a dinosaur. I forget what it's called again. It starts with an A. It's like an Allosaurus or something. And so, but it's a modern day version of it. It is more evolved than the ones that existed in the past due to the nature of it never went extinct. This is the one that has been feeding on mana enhanced creatures and has mana of its own. You know that they have potent electrical abilities, that they can sense electromagnetic like electromagnetics enough to be able to specifically sense oncoming disasters before they happen, such as storms and things, and they can also sense bodies in the water due to the nature of if they're still living, they can sense your nerves. That's how fine-tuned their electrical sense is.
Jesus. Alright, then do we know, Mr. Zerafin, about like any other details about it? Like what happened? How did we learn about it? Were we just walking around and we just discovered it? Was there like
We were all
a
talking.
gunshot?
No, we were all talking on the main deck. Ambrosio is the one who yelled for help. When we got to him, he was being dragged into the. Was it the bridge that he was getting dragged into?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so. He was getting dragged into the bridge brought by this razor wire when he had yelled for help. That makes me assume that he's the one that found out originally, but I have no concrete proof of that.
I think this is information we need to give to the others in order to be able to properly plan, if not prevent this.
I agree.
In the future.
I just didn't know if it was safe to really relay this information yet.
Well,
So I
let's
chose
not
you first.
I appreciate it. Let's bring them in or head to them, and don't give information about yourself, of
Mhm.
course. But yeah,
I think we
it's
should
good
bring them in
information to
here,
be given.
and we'll talk to them in private, not to let everybody in on it, in case the hijacker's already on board. I assume they are.
Well then, let's opens door.
Anyway, secrets.
Yeah, secret.
So, anyways, this Minecraft server that we're gonna make, I'm thinking,
Right.
what do you think for mods?
You guys want to
I
come in
don't
here?
know.
We're inviting you in
Huh?
if you want.
I don't know.
Uh,
We are pretty secret here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're getting put within the secret. So come on, it involves you guys. I
Do
want
I
to make sure
have
we're safe.
to?
You
All
don't
right.
have to. It's up to you.
We'll figure out the Minecraft details later.
Well, now
Okay.
I'm gonna.
I mean,
Okay.
all right. What's going on?
So we bring you all back in the room, and basically I tell you the same thing I told Arson, and Arson will, I assume, bring up more information
Yeah,
about
the
the sea serpent,
dragon.
the dragon.
Oh yeah, the
Does
dinosaur,
it?
not dragon.
The sea serpent could use strings.
Not that I know of. It from what it was described from Seraphim, this seems like a pirate attack or something like
I
the
got
razor
stabbed.
wire.
Very, yes. You were.
Ah,
I watched Kamo pick you up like a princess and carry you out of that room. It was very heroic of him.
Hell yeah.
Is that how you guys are? Like that's your finger touch shy? Are you guys like into that?
What?
You helped him like that. That's kind of.
What do you mean? He was hurt. I guess I don't know.
Arson,
Um, what,
it's not like that.
Oh, okay.
He was just saving him.
so was there? Oh, was there like a guy in the quarters? Because he got stabbed by a knife, not by razor wire, which means there was a person there who stabbed him.
yeah. It must
That
have been
would
another person.
That could be
that would
assumed.
be accurate to your knowledge. However, you don't know for sure because Ambrosio never
Yo.
saw the person who stabbed him. Yeah,
And I never went into that room, so
and you
Zarafin does
never
not
went into
know.
that room. So it's yeah.
The person that we're dealing with is probably like scary. I don't know. But they're probably here already. So
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Unless now, Ambrosio, you're the one that figured this out, I assume. Are we going? I wouldn't know that.
you would know.
Did he say?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't remember him saying that after he found out. To me, at
Yeah, I
least.
said everything pretty much. I said we're going hijacked. We're going in the wrong direction. They're
Gotcha.
gonna kill me. Help!
Okay, gotcha.
Help!
I just thought you said help. So
Help! I'm being repressed.
So, Ambrosia, you're the one that found out we were going in the wrong direction. Are we going in the wrong direction currently?
Looks around.
Oh.
No.
Those that good day were fine. Yeah.
Okay.
As far
So
as
this
I
happens.
can tell, we're still going southeast at due latitude 95.
Okay.
So true, dude. So true.
I'm
Yeah.
good for you. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Great. It happens the fifth day. So maybe unless we were asleep and didn't notice another ship pull up, it's
Does it
doubtful
happen the
in
fifth
these
day?
oceans.
Where did these strings come from? These razor wire.
When I showed up, they were there, dragging you
No,
in.
but where'd they come from? Like, was it coming from the creature?
Ship.
From what it was
The
described,
water?
it seems as though they were placed in the walls. It's
Oh,
like
Perhaps
normal
we
razor
should
wire.
check the wall. Then.
But wouldn't that be suspicious towards whoever? Then they'll know that we know.
If we
I can try to scout tonight and see what I can figure out. I'll hide in the shadows and scout around.
think we should get a different boat. Percy says he's looking around.
We're kind of late on that one, man.
Nice.
We should all jump into the water and swim to
Yeah.
Australia.
Is there what's
I
the
heard this place is
lifeboat
a hell.
situation?
I don't know.
What's the lifeboat
Lifeboats
situation?
aren't
Is it
real.
like a? I
There
guess
is
the.
one lifeboat.
Oh, okay.
Everybody else
Is
is
it
gonna
a-
have to die.
Is it wooden dinghy or is it like
It wouldn't survive the sea monster. That's for damn sure.
Oh, that's fair.
The normal boat didn't survive it. So you think that it looks like a lovely buffet to
It's
the
like-
sea monster.
If the boat's going in one direction, I guess that's the assumption that the sea monster is working with this group. It just wasn't in the area at the time.
Mm.
Yeah.
Depending, because it's like, oh, we can just get on the lifeboat now and fucking pray.
I mean, yeah, that's up to your own interpretation. You could definitely do it. I mean, to be fair, you do still have one life to waste. If I wasn't here, so I don't know if Seraphim explained his ability again.
Nope.
You didn't go into detail. No.
You're not going
I
to
see.
detail.
I see.
So, this happened
just-
because Ambrosio went to the captain's quarters.
It started then. That's when we found everything out. Now, I don't know if it was going to happen that day entirely or not, if he didn't stumble upon it. I just know that he stumbled upon it, he yelled for help, and I believe that's when everything went down.
Hmm.
So
I
I don't
see.
know if that was the match that started the fire for that day, or if it was already going to be planned for that day. You know what I mean?
We should meet the captain.
Yeah.
Now, don't tell the captain what's going on, because obviously that's crazy. But
Mhm.
we gotta know his
Uh,
face.
I reset time to come save you specifically, Captain.
Yo,
You're gonna- Captain, you're gonna die. Let me help you.
Yeah, we should probably meet the captain.
Yeah, we could meet the captain.
Maybe-
I'm sure we'd love to see.
I have
this.
an idea, guys. I have an idea. What if we meet the captain and I ask him if he can teach me how to drive the boat?
Well, it sounds like the boat gets hijacked regardless of who's driving it.
Yeah,
So
but then, do you know how to drive a boat?
I will say this:
No.
Yeah.
if that is what we're doing, it might be better for me to do so, because if
Yeah,
I
but
will
like,
always remember, you won't have to relearn it next time. I will just know.
Seraphim, can I be honest with you, Seraphim? You're, kind of scary looking. No
Yes.
disrespect,
I know. I mean, you have scary features as well. Just so you know. And again, no disrespect. Scary's cool.
Really?
Yeah.
California DM motorcycle written test.
Ambrosio, am I scary?
When the car driver is preparing to enter the intersection.
When the car
The fuck?
When the car
Oh, shit, he's watching YouTube.
Sorry,
Yeah,
bro.
someone's
He's
watching
trying
a
to-
YouTube video on the boat.
I accidentally clicked the link, and then it just wouldn't stop playing the video.
He's trying to learn how to play the boat on YouTube. Give him a
I
minute.
was looking up sample questions, and I fucking just click a YouTube link.
I can't believe someone's watching YouTube on the boat.
Dude,
You should see Ambrosio.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
ride a
yeah.
motorcycle.
He's like, cuz I really like motorcycles. I think they really fit my getup.
They're pretty fit. Tips his top hat. Anyway.
Anyways,
Anyway.
why don't we just both go up to ask?
Oh,
Plus, we still got to
both
meet the captain anyways.
you and me ask him. I don't know if that's a good idea either. Maybe we should
I'm a
look.
cool guy. Maybe he's chill.
Maybe you should bring Kenji.
The emotional support monkey.
Yes.
Or you, Turiel? Also, Turiel, am I scary?
No, I think you're
See?
pretty cool.
See?
No, I'm not. No, your personality isn't scary. You yourself are not scary. It is some of your features can be scary.
That's
Turiel, do I have scary
that's
features?
that's very mean of him to say.
He just said that about me.
But like,
I
look
think
at
you're
you.
both beautiful.
Thank you,
Oh.
Ambrosia.
I appreciate that.
Of course, my friends. Honk. Honk, honk.
You're right. Let's not worry about these minor
Weren't you
squabbles.
supposed
Let's.
to be like a criminal at some point and also
hate
driving
Whoa.
75
I
in
was
a school zone?
I was just gonna say
Whoa.
we went over this, but we did not go over this here. No,
I hate to be the
yes,
bearer of bad news, but we are going to be murdered soon.
Oh, we're yeah. No,
Okay.
we'll talk about this later,
These
Turiel.
guys
We gotta
are
go.
about to be murdered.
Okay. Kenji, Operation Captain of the Boat. Let's go.
Alrighty.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
So Kenji and Kama, you go talk to the captain. Just ask him to see how you drive the boat.
Yeah, I also want to make sure I
Yeah.
know his face.
I just want to I want to see what it's like to be up on the captain's deck. In fact, I probably won't even say anything. I'll let Kamo do all the talking and just walk around looking at stuff.
He's like, "Oh yeah, sure, of course." And he kind of looks like a stereotypical pirate, to be honest with you. He has like an eye patch,
Very
like
cool.
a
I like your eye
trifold
patch.
hat on. Thank you. I lost my eye to the
Oh,
beast. He shakes his fist.
the beast. Man. Okay. What does that button do?
That is how you enter the navigation panel. And you see,
Okay.
the boat's definitely not hijacked right now. There's no weird devices on it at all. It just looks like a normal ass boat.
Okay. Then again, sir, I'm thinking I might like do like at least in my future, I might do like marine biology or something. Is it cool if I like come back here and like learn from you a little bit? Like every kind of day
of
or so?
course, lad. Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that, sir.
Hmm.
I rise. Question.
The-
I have a serious question. So, is there a place that can? I'm not asking for like the like most hidden place ever, but is there a place where if I summoned Frank, could he hide and watch the terminal?
No. He's a full-size monkey. You cannot summon.
I just want to ask
Okay.
because then could he have several?
Actually, wait a hot second. Roll D20. Roll D20. There actually might be a single place. Thinking
that
about what
cooks.
boats
Good
look
job.
like. That is very smart. Yeah, I was gonna say no because he's a full-size monkey, but then I had a realization that might actually. I could see how Kenji would think about this.
All right, so
Like, there's a lot of
and it's just
places
a
on a
1d20.
bridge you can hide, dude.
Oh, yeah, 1d20.
Already,
Ain't bad.
I'll take it. Now, that's pretty good. Am I rolling? That's pretty.
Gotta vocalize with your roll.
Wait, 2d20s?
A 1d20.
No, just say it.
Oh, 12.
Well, okay. I'm gonna say that's barely enough. I probably would have set the DC to 13, but honestly, I'll just give it to you. Yes, there's ventilation into the captain's quarters.
While there might not be a place to hide a full-size baboon inside of the captain's quarters, the ventilation shaft is big enough to hide a person.
Dun dun.
I'm going to whisper something to Kama about my plan. I'm just like, because since I can see and have my feelings through Frank, if he either poofs or sees something, I'll be the first to know as I whisper it to him.
Kama won't whisper anything back. But as he's listening to the captain talk, he will nod his head to you and continue listening to the captain.
Already, I'm going to do exactly that, Rise.
You summon Frank in the ventilation shaft?
I'm going to promise him when we get to land, I'll buy him a banana or whatever fruit he wants as a reward for his heroic service.
I want 32 bananas.
Oh, the bananas. Yeah, so Frank crawls
And the
into
smoke
the
break.
ventilation shaft. You know what? I'm going to be nice and not make you roll for it. Not gonna make you roll for it.
Thank you.
Because you probably would have to, but I'll be nice so we can be a little bit more timely. Because we're gonna lose Micah soon, unfortunately, because we started late. Sad, but it is what it is.
It is.
Yeah. So anyway, we ball though. Okay. Frank goes into the vent shaft, and immediately he sees a strange device. Filled with wires and red beeping things that are turned off.
What do you see, Frank?
Already,
Frank?
I come with my friend. Can I ask you something? It's about your family. I want to know. And I'll just try to like drag him out to the captain's quarters.
Sorry, it's my little brother, but I'll talk to you in a second. I'll be right back, sir.
He doesn't even question it. He just goes back to driving as you guys leave the brig. Not the brig. What's it called?
Bridge.
The bridge. Yeah, bridge.
And
so
then
you guys
I'll-
go back out to the group.
What's okay?
And then I will whisper to the group. Frank found whatever device. What's your character's name? Toby.
Zephyr.
Zerafin.
Zephyr.
Zerafin. I think Frank found the device that you're talking about, Seraphim,
Where did he find it at?
in the ventilation system in the captain's quarters, or the
Okay.
place with the navigational system. It's off, but it seems like it's going. It's beeping, but I think it's off.
Okay. I don't know much about machinery like this. If we get it out of there and throw it in the ocean, do you think we'd be okay? At least,
And my thing is,
from that device.
Moving it might be a little bit difficult.
Yes, that's what I was gonna. Could I be able to conduct like some spontaneous combust, and then like all the wires will come out.
But it does confirm what you said, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which means he's probably got wires everywhere else.
We need to at least clear the bridge of the device so they can't get there.
I have, and I'm going to be able to be there every day.
Well, that just doesn't stop the device from going off.
Yeah,
And that
but, you know,
that was a main issue of ours. Was
it's time
those
to be
two
there.
hard.
Gives us the time to be there, which is a lot. We know that the thing happens in about the 5th day. So let's
Right.
pick it up.
Well, that's when Ambrosio figured out that we were going in a different direction. Now, we could have been going in a direction for a day or so prior.
I know what direction we were going in.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Never mind. Sorry, I forgot. I don't.
This time travel shit's weird.
This Ambrosio dies from this timeline.
Anyway, it's okay. So basically, we need to make sure that we need to get it out the way
Yeah.
somehow.
Does
And
Frank have a way to move things? Does he have
As in,
tactile
like,
function?
as like a
He's
portable
the
thumbstick?
monkey. He's
Oh, I
literally
didn't.
just
No,
a
I thought
normal ass
he was
monkey.
described as a shadow at some point. I thought.
That's
that's
Shadow
Ambrosio.
Frank.
Oh, there's
Yeah, and
difference.
it's
Okay,
There's 2 Franks.
I thought it was the
So you
same.
see a look on Kenji's face
That's
like he's seeing or
Shanks,
something.
actually.
Shanks. I
Um,
mean, yeah, he's a monkey. What do you mean?
sorry. Is there a
I
way
don't
for
know
him
if.
to push it further into the ventilation shaft?
Well,
How far do you
when
need
I
it
looked
pushed
through Frank's
in?
sentence, did it seem like it was glued, or was it just placed in there?
It's just placed in there haphazardly.
What are you saying, Turiel?
I think I could.
Like, if they need something pushed really far, I think I can do that. I just need to be able to see where it's at.
Hmm.
Or so maybe if if I can get the hypothetically, if I can get Frank to get it and then bring it to Terrio, maybe he could like force it out into the ocean without
Or
trying.
Maybe, but remember,
my
there's going to be
thought,
multiple.
right? My thought was bringing it to another vent, somewhere we have easier access
Wait, why do we want it?
to get it out, or at
Yeah,
least get it
just throw it
away from the
overboard.
bridge. Can you go in there and grab it without the captain being suspicious of you?
I could try.
I was referring
But
to
if you
came up.
grab it,
I'm just worried like
can
if
it
I
set it off? It's in the vent
yeah that
above us. So
yes that's why that's what I'm worried about because the captain is in there and there's no reason why you would ask a captain to leave his quarters unless there was a real bad emergency.
So, like, the thing is, Turiel, how confident are you that you can move this thing without setting it off? We don't even know if it's motion detected or if it's mana based.
Well, that's the problem, is I don't know. All I know is that I could do it. There is a chance that I don't know. It's kind of different when I work with clay because I can like manipulate it like as if it were my actual hands, but which means my points have weight to them, which means it probably would trigger it if I grabbed it, stupid, you know?
Do you have to see
Yeah.
the object to move it?
Yes, I am
Mm,
trying to work on that, but it's really
There is
hard
yes
to
and
just.
If it was in a box you
By the
couldn't
way.
lift that.
You could.
I can lift the box if I know exactly where it is, but the problem is I can't just guess where it's at and then move it.
Yeah, exactly. It is perception based, not necessarily direct eyesight. You have to be able to perceive it. Meaning, if you were given a detailed enough description and had spatial awareness, you could move something. For example, if there's a wall that was suddenly summoned between you, it's not like your telekinesis would just turn off if you were grabbing something on the other side of the wall before that happened. The thing is, you just have to move it like in a way that makes sense. So if you're surrounded on all four sides by walls, your telekinesis could not escape. But if it was already outside, you could still hold on to what was out there. If that makes sense. So it's not directly sight based, but it is perception based, and it moves as if it was you were moving points of impact.
I see.
Hence why you were able to grab the bottom of the car that wouldn't have been able to be seen, because you could have moved, like, summoned it over there and then pulled.
Right.
Because you technically wouldn't have been able to see it. So, like I said, it's perception based, but like it's not 100% like you need to see it. You just need to be able to visualize it fairly perfectly.
Okay.
I mean, it's worth a shot, but like, okay, Kenji, can you
Hmm?
you
Yeah.
draw it?
All right.
And the monkey a crayon.
Because you can see out of Frank's eyes, right?
Yeah. So I could.
Hold on. Is the vent big enough for somebody to get into?
I guess it's as big as a person.
I levitate up to the vent.
That's a you're, okay.
Wait, we have to be in the
So
captain's quarters.
no, there are vents elsewhere, but still, he is entering the ventilation system on a boat. But I realized, I think I understood what he's saying, because you're not in the captain's quarters. So to get where Frank is, you'd have to go into the captain's quarters. But
Oh,
if you just say
okay.
he's
So
going into the
then-
vent in general.
No, I'm not gonna go into the vent in general. That's a bad idea. I thought we
Alright,
were
so-
underneath the vent that we need to be
So-
at.
Also,
Or not.
so right.
There should be a vent that connects to the captain's quarters.
All the vents interconnect.
It's true.
Then where's the main connection?
All right.
If we
So
can find that, then we can probably find our guy.
The only problem that I have with this ventilation thing is if one of us goes in there and we get, like, I don't know, supernaturally sucked into the AC unit, I really don't want to die that way.
Yeah, that'd be bad, but like that's probably where our guy is. It's probably how he set up all this stuff. Or that I don't even know. But like, yeah. So maybe hold on. Can you check our vent
I can try. Yeah.
to our rooms and
Uh,
stuff?
I'll just go around wherever they want me and like try to probably ask Frank to check our vents.
Problem. Frank is stuck in between the vent and the device, because the device is fairly large. So he's in the captain's vent with no way out right now, unless he
Alright.
moves the device.
All right. So
Ambrosio could use Shadow, Frank.
Oh yeah. Do I really want to waste it for anything?
I don't know, do you?
I guess. Sure. Hey,
Okay,
buddy.
you can.
Come on out.
You see a dark version of Frank appear from the shadow of Ambrosio.
wait, what? Wait, how?
What?
One of my secrets. Go on, Frank.
But that's my.
Check.
Frank,
It's okay.
Can
I'll
I?
call
Why
him
did you
Hold
do
on.
this?
Nope.
Come on,
Nope.
Frankie.
I was gonna see
Go
if I
help
could
out.
also create a shadow Frank to walk through these things, but I don't think that's how my ability works.
Not. You don't have that spell. You don't have the Shadow Frank spell.
Not yet, I
so
don't.
so Shadow Frank crawls into the vent and starts going through. What's he looking for? The main AC unit?
I guess whatever they need.
Well, actually, if
Try
he
to-
maps, if can he map the vent?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because Ambrosio can see through his eyes, so the Shadow Frank can just
So
run around.
if we can map out the vent, and I'll take a look at it and I can remember it forever.
Okay, I'll map out the vent, or have him go through, and I'll just look through his eyes and just describe, look like
Where he's going,
directions. I'll give
how
directions.
yeah,
Yeah.
what he sees, all of it.
Okay, so Terrell, are you sending your points of impact after Shadow Frank? Are you following Shadow Frank?
Me?
No,
Terrell.
Turiel.
Lucian.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry. What was the question?
Are you sending your points of impact after Shadow Frank?
He's going and
Yes.
mapping the vents currently.
Yes, I will.
What I can do is, while they're being described to me, I could draw it out on a piece of paper.
That's true, yeah. So
And
yeah, anyway,
that
so,
way
yeah.
Turiel has a better perception of where we are.
Yeah, exactly that happens. You guys are like doing this super duper teamwork. And then all of the sudden, Ambrosio, so you've mapped out how to get to the captains and how to get to the main AC. And as you're crawling back, you see what appears to be a giant mechanical spider crawling through the vents at an alarming pace. And you
Run,
realize
Frankie.
something through Shadow Frank's eyes. It has, from its thorax, is emitting. It has a bunch of little canisters that look to be containing razor wire on its thorax.
Oh.
And then
I
all of
know.
a sudden, it moves at an alarming rate, and
Run,
two
Frankie,
giant,
run.
and they look like taser prongs, come out of its mouth where the fangs of a spider should be, and horrifically stab into and delivers such a high voltage to Shadow Frank that he vaporizes instantly.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
I know where the wire came from. Bad news is Frankie is dead.
It's directly above the place.
It is
It's
crawling in the other varying vents because you got to the main AC unit, and when you were coming
Yeah.
back to the main AC unit is when you encountered it.
walking
It
around
seems
in the
to be laying
vents.
its web. It seems to be laying the thread bombs everywhere too.
Yeah, it's
in the
using these little. Yeah, it's basically the wires. Its web, and it's making it go everywhere.
You think we should tell the captain?
No.
Yeah, we can.
I think we should kill that thing as fast as possible.
But how?
Terrell, you
You
do have your
grab it?
points of impact right next to where Frank just died.
Duh! I grab the
Do
fucking spider and start smashing it against the fucking walls of the
Do it.
of the fucking AC unit.
Oh,
I-
bye AC.
And it can't wait a ton, so it can just squish the spider.
It can't. I think you guys are misunderstanding what his ability. He has two hands. Two hands equal the same lift power that he has. He cannot lift a ton. His max is a ton because he can spend 5 mana to summon an additional hand that can lift half of what he can lift. And then he can spend 1 mana to increase the amount that each hand he currently has summons can lift by 5 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he can't lift a ton at all times. He can lift normal twink levels.
You can lift this fuck ass spider.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
exactly.
gonna
I'm gonna
say,
pick up
yeah.
the spider and smash it against all the fucking walls till it stops. You know, like
We're just
True,
pulling
till it
out
stops
back.
moving.
Pull it down
yeah,
so we
I'll pull it
can
out
beat
yeah,
after
Shadow.
it's dead.
Yeah, so you start swinging around, and you can kind of feel through your points of impact, but not like literally, because if you could, you would feel pain through them, and that would
Yeah.
not be bueno. So you can kind of feel that they are grabbing onto something, because you can comprehend the amount of weight they're lifting. It's just over the weight that you could lift on your own. It is a heavy spider made completely out of metal, but because you're comparable in strength to each other, you have immobilized it, you think, because you hear the ding, 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 ding. The whole boat probably hears metal on metal collision over and over.
Where is it?
That's a pretty cool ability.
Well,
Can we just go to where that is?
yeah, I have the map, and it stopped right here, and it's here. I will point to the map where they are currently. 'Cause I assume they haven't moved at all.
I'm not sure I
I'm just
can-
gonna hold the spider right here. Y'all
Not
gonna
sure I
just go
can
get the
help
fucking
without
spider.
blowing a
It's
hole.
slowly
in the
getting
thing.
away, because I say you are comparable in strength, but
I'm
it is
gonna punch a
slightly
hole in the
stronger.
roof
I will spend.
and grab the spider.
I will spend. Actually, I'll spend 10 mana to give both hands 50 more pounds.
Okay, yeah, you easily immobilize the spider. at
Yep,
that point.
I'm immobilizing the spider. I can actually just pull it to us, right?
Now, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna just do that because we're all here, right? Let's fucking pull
Yeah,
this thing
I
out.
was about to punch it. He's like,
Be
oh.
ready.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say be ready. I'm
I
bringing
was
it
about
to
to
us.
do it, but then you say that, and I was like, oh.
Oh, that's a much better idea.
I was also
and-
like, okay.
So the spider gets launched out from the vent, and as soon as it's out, it fires its entire thorax worth of payload for this razor wire.
Okay.
Okay.
Eat that shit, Arson.
So I need all of you to roll d20. This is the equivalent of a dex
wait,
save.
Raj, technically,
Aren't
does
we
that
ready
count
for
as a
it?
projectile?
You'd be ready for it, but it'd be ready for you at that point. So it'd be a thing of it wouldn't really matter, because this would also cover the entire room. So like you could probably defend if you have an ability. Like I would allow Tyson to use the fire wall.
I got a 15.
Oh, I'm gonna use 20 points of mana shield.
Oh, okay.
Wait, but guys, I have my fire. Wait.
Firewall
Can
only
I not protect my
around
friend?
you. You could protect yourself and one other person. Because it's an orb around you. So you can pick one person and they just auto succeed.
Save me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
True.
I'll save Kamo because he didn't have a protection thing.
Dude, the monkey goes, "Get down, Mr. President," and makes a
It's Mr.
firewall.
President, and I jump in front of his stomach, just like ah.
Yep. So in that case, Ambrosio, you succeed. Is there anything you'd like to do for defense? Cough, cough. Kinetic absorption. Cough, cough.
Yeah, I was about to say kinetic absorption.
Let's
Let's
Arson,
go.
do you have anything to defend yourself?
Nope, I got nothing, but I got a 17 at least, so.
Because he's just looking and go,
Yeah.
I'm a dragon. As the laser wire starts cutting into your head.
I mean, you have your chaos
No,
damage. You want to
man.
use that to save yourself.
That ain't shit to a dragon. It's okay.
I have to interrogate the spider. Who sent you?
Who's that you?
Dude, it's
So-
a spider.
This is what happens. Technically, you take significantly less damage, Ambrosio, but instantly enter light form, as this is multiple small instances of damage, like a lot of them, though, because this is multiple razor wires that are electrocuted being fired across the entirety of the room. The thorax literally shoots into the air and starts, like, spraying it out, almost like a whirlwind of blades and electricity from its thorax. Meaning, you do manage to dodge, so you like get behind the bed just in time, and so the things that are lashing into you, this would be like probably something the equivalent of 5 small hits against you, meaning you reduce the damage by 5, only taking 15 damage. Kamo, you and Kenji take no damage as the string burns up against the firewall as they were being used as projectiles. However, Kenji, you lose 15 mana, give or take.
That's fair.
That you lose the mana shield, all 20 of the mana shields, as it would have done 20 points of damage, Lou. So you take no real damage though, but your mana shield, you feel it shimmer, and the amount that you solidified does break, but the shield itself does not break. Arson,
Oh boy.
you take 20 points of damage from the electrical wires striking into you, but you are a dragon, so I'll reduce it by like 3, so you take 17 instead.
Gotcha.
So you have like 82 max or something like that, I think. So that's like, yeah. Anyways, so Zeraphim, however, you have nothing to protect you from this.
I was
this
going to
point.
ask
So-
if since I was expecting it to come, would I be able to hide in a shadow under a bed or something?
Wouldn't really help because the electricity would produce light, which then would cancel out. Because both Ambrosio and the electrical arcs would both produce light, which would knock you out of the shadow and do the same amount of damage anyways.
Okay.
Lays under the bed, Jack. Trust.
The bed gets ripped a bit.
Exactly. It takes the damage from
Yeah,
Think about it.
I don't think I heard, but did I enter the light form just for roleplay?
Yes, because you would have entered the light form because you would have gained 5 light dice on top of the 2 you already had, which is
Oh, and then it's double. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you immediately get overloaded having 8 light dice going into light form as the spider is dragged into the middle of the room, its payload completely launched, and seemingly
Yeah.
it's not out of options. However, you guys are able to jump it because you all have it. It might have 1 or 2 contingency plans left, but it can't activate them in time for you to do whatever you want to do at this point. So you all have a full round to do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah.
I still have a hold of this thing, right?
We're
Yeah.
gonna beat this thing to death.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
Fight back!
but
Fight back!
before people start like wailing on it, I'm gonna slam it into the ground like as hard as I fucking can before holding it in place and letting them just beat the fuck out of it.
So, okay. You see my entire suit become just light, and I'm glowing pretty brightly everywhere. And then
You see Xerafen cringe.
Who
He just
brought the fucking glow
memories
stick?
are coming back.
not this again.
Oh
Let me
no.
hear it.
Actually,
feels-
that's actually a good. That's a great fucking point. I can imagine you getting in the fucking shadows to like hide from the shit. This guy going full light form, you getting popped out of the shadow, and then getting fucking eviscerated by the fucking wires.
I've been terrified.
That's exactly what fucking happened. He went into the shadows like, this is such a good idea. The bed got eviscerated by wires. The wires were still spinning around. Ambrosio went light form, and then you saw Seraphim pop out and get like hit by some of the wires.
Yep. And then you also see this new person basically say, it feels weird to be back already. What a shit show. Would you just die already? And then he's gonna fucking light beam this creature pretty bad. I'd say probably use the 5 die he just generated. So probably knock him out of light form, but that's fine.
Xerafen 1,000-yard stairs.
If I use all of them?
Yeah, if you use all of them.
Would then all of them be enough to just kill this thing?
If you get a head.
Because the thing that for the role play reasons, the thing is, it would be kind of stupid to use all of them, but this, you remember, this one's a little sadistic and bloodthirsty.
It probably would, to be real, yeah.
Yeah, I just imagine that if he just got popped in randomly, he'd be like, "You motherfucker." So yeah, so that's what.
Xerafen, you see an even stronger light beam than the one that annihilated you in the last loop. Fire.
My Seraphin's eyes just go wide, like, oh no.
And so what happens first is Kenji, Kamo, and Arson, you all like run over and get like one punch on this thing. You all just go like claw, hit it, you punch it, bite it. And weirdly, Kamo, you do the most damage. The claw and the basic punch from Kenji don't seem to do very much. The bite does rend one of its legs off, however.
I think I would use my weapon conjuration, right? Because I can do that, right?
Okay, yeah, fair. That's fair then. Yeah, so you hit that. It doesn't super change the outcome, but you hit. You both do about the same damage at this point. The bite and they rip it off. Arsaver, your claw just doesn't really cut against its hard skin. And then you quickly all jump back rapidly. The only one not having a chance to act Xeraphim as this beam of intense light fires into the spider. And you see, each one of its mechanical legs falls to the side as its middlemost body at this point has been completely melted.
Jesus.
And then you guys hear a giant explosion and Real Frank dies.
What?
Obviously, there was a contingency. Okay, shit.
So you guys hear the loud boom, and now you hear screaming, and everyone is like the deck is in panic. Real Frank is dead. Rip. You can't see him tomorrow.
We need to tell the captain.
Yeah.
I think the captain knows.
Returns to his normal form. Like, huh? What the
Yeah,
fuck?
we gotta go, Ambrosio.
What the fuck happened?
We'll catch you up later.
Okay. It starts running.
Okay, you guys run up.
Oh no.
Into the captain's
Frank,
quarters.
I'm so sorry.
You see the captain dead. And the room is collapsed in on itself. The control panel completely destroyed. Because remember, it's in the vent shaft above the captain. So the whole roof has collapsed in on itself as the giant explosive device that was used to hijack the boat initially has detonated. Collapsing most of the upper vent shaft into this room, dealing significant damage. The captain, completely unexpecting this, looks like at the time he was investigating the vent shaft that was above him that was making the noise. Because you can tell the spider was closer to you than it was to him. So the
banging was heard across the whole ship, but to him on an upper floor, it was likely less loud. So it seems like he was investigating, and then that's when the detonation happened.
Does the captain have a gun?
Yes. He has a
Locked and loaded,
flare gun.
Locked and loaded, baby.
Okay, you have a flare gun now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go check the deck, I guess.
You all head to the deck of the navigator, and the guard seem to be trying to calm people down. It's not going super well. You see the other guests are all like, "Oh my!" Oh, they're like freaking out quite a lot, and they're like, "Oh, we have enough, don't have enough room on the escape vessel."
I have no idea what's happening, Kama.
Bercio, you turned into like this light guy, and then you fucking melted the creature, which set off the bomb.
A topic came. Yeah. I'm
Uh,
sorry.
um,
He starts getting embarrassed. You can see on his face. He's like, "Oh,
Just so you know,
Oh,
he was
man.
only here for maybe a second, and very terrifying.
God.
He's
Did
a
he say anything? Did he say anything mean?
no,
No. Okay, that's good.
no. He
Um,
it brought back bad memories. Is all I'll say.
Yeah, me too, buddy.
Yes, roughly.
there's the what is it? Not the director. The navigator is here.
Yeah, the navigator and the guard seem to be trying to calm everybody. They
need
tell
to
them that they have
tell them.
additional inflatable escape boats underneath the thing. They have like one. They have one reel. So this is the difference. They have like ways of calling for help in the case of an emergency like this. Actually, wait a
Yeah.
second. King, I need you. Jester,
Hey,
Jester.
What? What?
Sharks
What?
can sense depending on the type of shark, they can sense electromagnetism, right? Like that's how they their nose
Yeah,
is very sensitive
That's
to it.
why they bite boats and shit all the time, is because they fucking the metal fucks with their fucking senses and shit.
Yeah, so
Like great
wait,
white sharks will do that shit too.
so wait, is Kamo fused with a type of shark that is known for its electrical senses? Jester.
Hmm. What type of shark is Como? He's like pretty sure just a hammerhead or something, right? I don't know.
I think he's a
He's
hammerhead.
a hammerhead, yeah.
I'm assuming hammerhead
Is he?
because that's what the thing is
Yes,
called
it was a
after.
hammerhead, yeah.
I think hammerheads are one of the ones, just off the top of my head, but
They look
would
like they would be.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, look them
Okay.
up.
I think they do. I think hammerheads are the ones that do have
According
electrical
to
I think
senses.
so,
But
too.
yeah, tell
Google,
me.
yeah.
Yes,
Okay, in that case,
awesome.
Kamo. When the
Hey!
explosive went off, a massive amount of electromagnetism shot out.
Oh, it looks like a signal flare.
It was likely a signal flare to attract them.
Huh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Also, we have
Bros,
chat
I'm not
confirm as
gonna
well.
lie to you.
Chat
Yeah.
did confirm? Hell yeah.
Confirms. Thank
Hi
you.
guys.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Probably gonna be some guys coming here.
What? What? What do you mean?
When the bomb went off, I like. Do I hear it or do I smell it? Or do I just feel it?
It'd be
Is
like
that
a
or?
weird sense because it's like from their heads. 'Cause that's they use it to hunt. So like it's like a
My
weird kind of
sharky
sonar
senses.
Yes,
My
our
shark
shark sense.
I would
Bingo.
assume it'd be like echolocation, but for electric impulses.
I'm like fucking
Yeah, I
Daredevil
assume
shit.
that too.
Let's go.
Echolalia.
Yeah, my shark senses
Bye,
told me
Micah.
that there was like a big wave. Bye, Michael.
Yeah, bye guys.
Hi Michael.
As like around us. So I'm pretty sure like a couple monsters know where we are. But good news is, I have this flare gun.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the the guard will actually trust you on this because you're a shark. He's like, wait a
Yeah.
second. Oh no. And so he says, anyone who's not able to fight has to get into the real escape vessel. Because they do have, as is government regulations, they have inflatable dinghies, enough lifeboats for every person on board plus some. But they only have like the boat that's off to the side is like one of those docking boats that like you would get in to go to an island or something like that. That is like off the shore but not docking the whole boat. You know what I'm saying? So it's like one of those smaller dinghies. They're going to put all the people who can't fight into that dinghy and send them off. So all the civilians, and you guys are going to stay here, and you have to
Kama
fight
will
the
sigh.
sea monster.
Kama will sigh and be like, "Oh, guys, I can't fight. I gotta go. Sorry."
What?
Excuse me?
I beg your
Once
pardon.
again, he trusts you on this.
I'm kidding.
Which is
I'm kidding, bro. I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Can we see in Cam and G's eyes? They're just like, buddy,
I'm
I know
I'm
what your ability is. That would be incredibly helpful in
I'm
this
kidding. I'm
situation.
kidding. I
I'm
just thought
I'm
I'd bring a
more
little
of
bit of
a
levity.
I'm more of a scout than a fighter. I think I should. I
Graphic
think-
scholar.
Wait, I am a diplomatic representative. I guess I'll go to the boat, guys.
And Brosia's like,
God.
I did just use all my light power. I guess I got
Here's a stick, dude.
Okay, so yeah, after everyone's like, oh wait, no, you're not leaving. you
Shit.
you all stay behind, and the civilians are put on the dinghy, and the navigator begins taking them off. And excuse me. The inflatable lifeboats are put off to the side of the boat in case you need to make a quick escape. And more interestingly, 3 high-impact mana cannons are brought up from below deck.
Woo.
One of
incredible.
which is charged. 2 of them need charge. And the guard is with you, and some of the maintenance crew are maintaining the boat so that it will not sink and that it is still seaworthy. As the controls are destroyed, so you're free floating right now. There is still some level of control you have over the boat. However, you are like kind of more at the whims of the waves than you would like to be right now. You do not know how long you have. You're just waiting for the electromagnetic tail. What are you going to do?
Well, I'm gonna see if I can remember anything else about the fucking Allosaurus. Whether it's like any weak spots particularly, and like try and conversate with the guard to see if either of us can come up with anything.
So due to the way this dinosaur that existed since prehistoric times has evolved in this world, having taken on mana and things of that nature, it has one weakness that you remember, and only one weakness, as it has been an apex predator for a long period of time. As you know how, like, when submarines use sonar and if there's someone outside, they explode?
Mm-hmm.
The electromagnetism, they have large electrical like explosions that they can cause, similar to like how electric eels have an electrical organ. However, significantly worse because they can send out large pulses that can disorientate other creatures or just straight up shut down their nervous system. Which obviously underwater is not going to be good. Because you'll drown, and then it just eats them. And it has a large mouth and a very powerful tail and a very powerful jaw. It's also a fast swimmer, meaning it's an apex predator of the waves. However, because it has evolved to use its like electrical senses so well, it's so good at its like sonar and electrical senses. Its eyesight is trash. Even in more shallow waters, which they only will go to hunt, mainly, it can't see shit. It has eyes, but they're like almost one of those vestigial eyes that have just slowly over time deep sea fish have evolved away from.
So it's really just not a very good set of seeing.
Gotcha. Hey, Mr. Indra, Kamo,
Oh, yeah, good.
your parents were like doctors, right, or
Geneticists.
scientists, geneticists? Do you
Yeah.
know? You wouldn't happen to know if there's a way to hide our electromagnetic output as we are human, like living beings?
I could kill you.
Well,
That's such a great
Oh.
suggestion.
But other than that, is there anything that's tingling in my brain? Like,
Actually, wait a hot sec. Roll d20. Roll d20. We'll determine. I'll give you a +5 to this
is this
roll.
okay?
Damn.
I mean, he does have a
Plus
+5
five.
to genetics and stuff like that.
That's not what I'm telling him to roll for, but yeah.
24.
Oh, alright.
oh,
Pretty damn good. So the
Damn.
bad news. No, there's
Yeah.
no real way to hide bioelectricity without killing someone or paralyzing someone, as it would shut their nerves down. And none of you really have a power relating to it in a way that would possibly stun the creature. However, you start putting two and two together, like, wait, I use the same senses it does. And you can now locate the creature. This is like a percent. You start using your own bioelectric senses, and it's on it. And you start beginning to like wait, God, we have cough, 3 rounds of prep time before
Oh my
monster
God.
shows up.
Holy shit.
Oh
You
yeah,
quickly
dude. I could
realize,
sense that.
Tomo, the
Yeah.
spider was a lure. The spider was luring, and when the spider died, it detonated the device, it was already luring the monster towards you this whole time.
Oh my goodness.
Super freaky. I wonder. So we got 3 rounds before this guy shows up. I need like 18 seconds before this guy shows up. I think he's coming from like that way. So be ready, bros.
Mana cannon on that side. How much does it take to charge them? I'm guessing like more
Quite a bit.
than more than what we have. At least I have.
Do I? He already said all that stuff about it because it's blind and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Would I know if there's any other creatures that might show up?
Other
For the
sharks.
sake of brevity, no, not until after you're dead.
Yeah, 'cause,
Scavengers
like,
and other things like Mako would, but this is an apex creature. Yeah, like Sam was saying, this was an apex creature that like would scare other creatures away.
Then I'll just ask the guard and stuff if they have any other ranged weapons.
They have 2 guns.
Ooh.
Though they're probably not gonna do very much against a creature of this size.
I rise. I have a question. I know. I have a game question. So I have the ability with my Jade to make difficult terrain. Would that tenant? I don't know, because that would probably just float. Never mind.
Yeah, they would float back up from water.
Do we have a fire extinguisher?
Yeah.
Because what if we threw the fire extinguisher into its mouth and caused the fire extinguisher?
Are we gonna
extinguisher
Jaws
breath?
this
We're
thing?
gonna
You know what that does? That might actually work.
Son of a
Oh,
bitch.
that's
And I
insane.
can do it precisely. I can get that thing in there. All
So,
we gotta do is get to
At
shoot
that
it.
point, what we're gonna have to do is ensure that the mount and be ready for it. Be able to throw the fire extinguishers and any
Alright,
other things
so-
that can combust in there.
Hang on.
You know.
I rise. Alright. So this is an actual I have a question. How hard is Jade?
Your enhanced Jade or normal Jade?
My red Jade.
Your red Jade? Pretty hard. Pretty hard
Because
at that point. Yeah.
Because my thing is, if Terrio can directly get that thing in there, and I can like tie a Jade onto the fire extinguisher and make the Jade explode or like blow up, or in that context, could it technically make the fire extinguisher explode.
That because
It would
Turiel
easily
could just
make
do that
it
already.
explode, yeah. I mean, normal jade is a hardness rating of 7, and your enhanced jade would be like significantly stronger. Yeah, you're very set because you
You gotta
could if
waste
you
your
did
jade,
the
though.
big. If you did the big jade thing, like the one that sacrifices one, you think it would actually be like, and you got it into the mouth, it would probably be pretty devastating to the creature.
Mhm. But
All
I
right.
wouldn't waste your jade yet.
No, yeah, that was like, although it would be a devastating attack, I don't think it's worth it in the long run. So if I just do that like a regular red jade and then make that jade explode, would it make the fire extinguisher explode as well? Is what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah, easily, yes, easily.
Already. So
Turiel can do that.
alright, so
You gotta waste your jade
because I have an idea. We need a fire extinguisher and something to tie around the fire extinguisher, because if I can get this jade tied around it and make that explode, I can make the fire extinguisher explode. So it could probably do some damage to it.
Why don't you just have Turiel exploded with the hands?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, that's true. Yeah,
Because then you'd just be
never
wasting your
mind, that's
jade.
easier.
Can't you like recall them? Wasn't that a thing? Like you can bring it back to you?
Yeah, and off he
But-
does the big explodey one.
Well, not if he does it
Yeah.
back, but if he just throws like a jade in there and then brings it back and just like pokes a jade-sized hole through the thing.
I don't think
Oh.
he's strong enough to do
Yeah, I don't think he's strong enough. He could
that. Maybe if he,
just cause the normal damage dealing one, and he would lose the jade, but not permanently like the big jade damage dealing one.
Right,
Because the big jade one permanently blows it up. The small one
So,
just
like-
normal blows it up.
so maybe if I can't like pull it out, could I make it like? Could I do what Toriel did to a spider of just like shaking it around its body? It because since
Probably
it
not.
can't come
It would
out.
have way too much. It would have way too much mana. You'd lose a track of it very quickly. Inside
enough.
I
of it.
mean, regardless, we still have other things to like. It has a big mouth, and that's one of its big weaknesses. So the plan is fire extinguishers in the mouth, and any other thing that can also combust in the mouth. And then while that's happening, you guys shoot at it with
Combust.
mana cannon. Yeah.
And now,
Sorry.
So
Uh,
also at this point, one round has passed with all this discussion. You have
That's
2 fire extinguishers and the 2 guns, and while y'all were yapping, the guard put 40 mana into one of the cannons, giving you a second shot. The third one is still empty, however, and he tells you it's just enough mana to fuel it, but he won't be very helpful in the fight after that point.
can we all fuel it?
I feel what?
Besides that, we can go the mana cannon. We can go halfsies.
I mean, I can do it
Um,
because I'm mainly like melee focused, so I
Why don't you
probably
learn
just
mana?
well, I know. But
Now, anybody else that can use it?
I have like in my tank probably. Otherwise, what? I don't
Use
know the
15.
percentage, but like it would be like in gaming terms, cough cough 25 MP.
Mm.
So I do have some, but not
I mean, it's
full.
up to you at that point. But hey,
I can
We
I
gotta
can
do
dump
something.
some in.
okay, you can go 15-15.
Yep.
Okay, that way we have 3 shots. Turi will be ready with the fire extinguishers, and have some
I'm
people on the
ready.
cannons.
Okay,
I'll-
so
I'll sit on- I'll
Parson,
sit on
you're
one of the
throwing one of
cannons.
the charged cannons, and Zarefin, you're charged the other one. Combo, you put 15 in.
I put
Who else is
15.
playing? Okay, so you're down to 10. Remember, if you hit 0 mana, you do pass out.
Oh no, yes, which is why I'm gonna save these manas.
Okay.
So I
So then
put
at
in
that
15.
It only needs 10 more. 15, 15,
Oh,
10.
then
Like,
I'll
only
put in
Oh,
10.
it only needs 10 more. All right.
No.
False unconscious.
Guys, Candice more useful than me, right? No. Okay, so
Don't
you
worry,
put
guys. I
10
got
of your
this.
mana
Just
in.
cannon. False unconscious.
And so, Kamo, you have the last cannon. Turiel, you have 2 fire extinguishers, 1 in each hand. The 2
Love
fire
that for me.
extinguishers. The guard
No
grabs
fun.
fire extinguishers than just 2.
the guard grabs it. Not really. It's not a huge vessel. There'd probably be
Oh,
1
it's
in the
not?
maintenance area and 1 in the civilian
Alright.
area. And then, like, they probably do have extra, but, like, not that they could get in 30 seconds. They, like, probably grabbed the ones that were, like, in the hallway that you could just easily rip off the wall. And then
That's
the other
true,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, because they probably do have extra just in case, but it wouldn't be like, oh, yeah, they're just
It wouldn't
out. They'd
be
be, like,
out
in
of the
storage. Yeah.
out of the yeah.
Okay.
All right.
You have 1 round left. What are you doing? The guard has a gun, and one of the random, like, maintenance guys has a gun at this point.
I
Kenji has a
would
feed
like
ready.
to, using my electromagnetic senses, I would like to kind of, to help us set up at least, be ready to let everybody know whenever it's going to immediately breach or when it's immediately going to show up.
Okay. Yep, so you do that, and everyone turns, and everyone gets their round
What can
off.
I do? I'm mainly melee based. Oh wait, no, because I can spend. All right, so hang on, give me a sec. Shoot, alrighty, so I'm going to get in front of. Is there anyone that seems to be on low health? Like who got hit last time?
Seraphim?
Me.
Oh, I mean, all right, so
Your
because I
reaction.
can.
Oh, I had. Oh.
Oh, poor guy. Poor guy.
Because I have an ability that can use jade to make. Oh wait, no, because you're still protecting me, or is it just like only the fire one? M is like an AOE protection.
The only one that's an AoE protection is the fire one. The Jade Protect is a single shield.
Alright, never mind then. I'll just prepare to. I don't know. I can't really do anything. I'm melee based, so I'll just wait.
Okay.
I-
Ambrosia doesn't have any light dice left, so here's the other gun I guess. 1 sec. Yes.
I can't believe he wields the gun.
What are you doing, Arsha?
Oh, is it possible to transform the wings out just so that I can quickly I can more quickly dodge away if this thing snaps at me?
Yes. However, that'd be your round for like the last prep round. So you're like slightly less prepared, but you're fine. It's fine. Yeah. Okay, so everyone else turns around. You spend the turn shooting wings out of your back, and then the tail breaches and strikes against the boat, causing some significant damage. But the tail has breached. Is anyone going to take their shot at the tail?
Wait for it.
I wonder if it's just gonna be tail attacks.
So it swims under the boat, hitting with the tail again, and doing an electric pulse. How the electric pulse doesn't hurt anyone because no one's in the water. However, it also doesn't hurt the rubber boats either. It just makes them kind of float like the dinghies that are outside. You can tell it was likely confused by the large pulse and everything, and is trying to orientate itself, which it has now done. And this is when it breaches with its jaws, going for a capsizing blow.
No!
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 Okay.
Fire!
Everyone with a monocon
Fire!
cannon, roll with advantage. Ariel, roll normally. And then people with guns, so just Ambrosia. So
Could I help Terrell continually? Like I angle it how he wants, and then he can use his hands to like shoot it out.
Not really, no.
to be honest, because
That's a
he has
I
nine.
just want to be helpful, man. I'm
can
manly
Jade
for
ping it in.
some reason.
yeah, that
You
you
can Jade
could
ping it in.
that yeah, you could do the Jade thing at this point to
Nat
be
20. Nat
Okay.
20.
Saber, what did you
I can
get?
do what again?
Seraphin and combo. What's that?
I can do it.
A 19 and
You
a
could
17.
fire
Fire Jade to
Okay.
ping it in.
Fire Jade.
Fire Jade. Wait, it's
Okay.
not the big Jade, right? Not.
It's just
That's up to you. You control the Jade as your fire.
Actually, can I fire a Jade that turns into typical terrain in its mouth?
That is actually smart, yeah. That's what I was hoping you would say. So the answer, no, because you can't use it on a creature and make it have difficult terrain, but you can use it to explode the Jade, which will cause the fire extinguisher to ping into its mouth. I'll be nice and not make you roll. Yeah, but only one of the fire extinguishers goes in, because Turiel got a 9. So one goes long, Turiel, just hitting one of its fangs and bouncing off into the water. The other one is about to do the same, but then you see a Jade bead ping, and it goes right into the creature's throat, causing it to pop. Make it somewhat close its jaw, and as it closes its jaw, Arson, you fly up into the air. You were born for this. And you fire a beam in one of its vestigial eyes, causing it to completely rupture and explode. The beam bursting it. Its blood flowing into the water as this clearly disorientates the creature greatly as it begins to start to submerge itself. Both Kamo and Zeraphim fire into its back at like almost the same location, causing significant damage to one of its fins. However, the creature is still alive and now seems enraged, ready to strike the boat again as it sinks deep, deep below. And you can tell what it's going to do, combo, with your senses. The 2 bullets do hit it, but it just doesn't really do damage. We're talking like cough, cough, 1 hit point just because like they're small arms even still. But you know what it's going to do, combo. It's going to sink, and it's going to try to ram the boat from underneath to cause it to snap in half. You guys have 1 turn to prep to avoid this from happening. All your mana cannons are out of ammo.
Turiel, can you use your mana to push the boat?
I don't have enough strength for that.
Dude, he's like, do you want me to
I don't
pass
know. I
out?
was asking.
So, probability. Shit. Well, what's our
Probably
percent
perfect
change? What's our
50-50
50-50 right now?
Because if it hits and actually capsizes the boat, most of you die. But if you prevent it from doing so, it's a guaranteed win. Because it'll either escape or die. Perfect, so perfect 50-50.
I actually have an idea. I can prevent. Okay, I can prevent. I can prevent us from dying immediately if the boat capsizes, but I have to focus the rest of the mana that I have without passing out on grabbing each of you and holding you up.
That would still kill us whenever you run out of mana.
When I run out of mana, yeah.
Imagine how
But we can
fucking
kill the
scary that'd be,
monster.
though, just floating outside, over top of the open ocean as you watch your boat sink in a monster circling below you.
Yeah, no. Does this boat have sonar?
It definitely did when the
Oh, we could have
control
fucking
panel was.
exploded it with fucking sonar.
It doesn't have that good of sonar. It's not like a submarine. It would have like popped the creature, but like
damn.
Anyway, the guard will go
Then-
over and use the last of his mana to refill the one of the cannons, but he's pretty much out now. He's down to like 12 M.
Does the mana cannon work underwater?
Yeah, it's just a high impact mana.
I mean, since it's going directly
There's a
up,
fucking wait. The
there's
other
there's
extinguisher's
still a
in the
canister.
water.
So what we could do is prepare it below, and then have it, since it's going directly underneath us, have it to where it runs into the fire extinguisher, smothering it a little bit, and then while that happens, it gets immediately beamed.
Mm.
We don't have much time left. It's starting to come up. And he's like, "Do you
There's
really think
nothing else we
one
can
blast
do.
is gonna be enough to take it out?" The
Yeah, I
guard
mean,
will
yeah,
ask.
we're probably gonna, nothing else we can do. We're gonna have to him give us whatever we have.
You know, you got the other. You guys can still use your mana to refill the other two cannons.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna give. I know.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck it.
I'll give it.
Okay, how
Some,
much you-
I'll throw some mana at it too.
Okay, so you guys all
Yeah.
quickly. Because remember, if you're filling the cannon, you can shoot it, but you can't do something else if you're putting your mana into the cannon. So remember that's the thing. You can still
Toriel.
shoot. So Toriel
So
probably shouldn't, is what I'm saying. To be
Okay,
honest, I
gotcha.
should
Toriel,
I
help
will
you this
not-
much,
ready
but
the
for
stuff.
sake of being quick about it, because you guys are kind of blazing through this more than I thought you would, so might as well get into something else interesting. Thumbs up.
Toriel, ready the thing. The canister.
Ready the cannon. I have to go. I have to grab it from the fucking
You can
water.
see it, it's right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab
It's right
it.
there.
I'm gonna grab the canister. I grab the canister.
Grab
from
the
water.
canister. It's heavily dented but still intact. Who's putting their mana into the other two cannons?
How much mana does it need?
40.
Oh shit.
I'll give it 20.
If you give it 20, I can give it 20.
Fuck it. And then
Okay.
looks like I'll be shooting it then.
Okay.
So hold okay. As
You know, if you
prep
put
then-
your mana into it, you can shoot it. But
Oh,
that's the
if you
only
put-
thing
you
you
can-
can do because you're
okay.
focusing on it. So obviously you could hit the trigger to fire it if you're focusing on it. But like if you're focusing your mana on pouring it into the device, you obviously couldn't do something crazy with your ability as well. So that's why I'm saying Turiel's the only one who actually struggled from that limitation.
Okay.
So you two both pop 20 mana, and remember, if you hit 0, you go unconscious.
Yep, I know. I'm keeping track.
Okay, cool. And so you guys, you have 2 cannons. Do you think you need the third? And if so, who's putting mana into it?
Serge?
Yeah, fuck it. You know what? I'll do it. Well, I know, because it needs 40, doesn't it?
It needs
Yeah.
40, yeah.
You don't have
I
enough.
don't have enough to do the cannon by myself.
Wait, wait, how many do you need? Or where are you at?
25 max, and it would need
Yeah.
15 more. So the guard
Darn.
will go, I can put 5 into it and still stay conscious if we have 10 more.
I can put 5 in it and still stay conscious.
Fuck.
Random helper.
I can put 5 in and still stay conscious.
But you'll be very low.
I will be very
Dude,
low,
dude.
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we need all
Okay,
3
there's nothing else we can do. It's either we die here or we don't.
Yeah. Fair.
That's
fair.
are you going unconscious, Arson? The guard, Kenji, Zareth, and you all pumped down it.
Yeah, if we have no other sources of mana, I would have to go unconscious for us to get this cannon.
I know, because
Seraphim could still fire it, to be fair. So that means you would have
Yeah.
Kamo firing one, Seraphim firing one, and the guard firing one. So yeah, so you okay. So Seraphim, Arson, you channel all of your chaotic energy, and you see it pour into the device as you lose consciousness. Seraphim, your friends Kenji, Seraphim, and random guy grabbing the cannon and pumping the rest of the mana in, as the 3 of you prepare to jump into the water to fire at this creature underwater, saving the boat.
All right.
So you all jump in, and you see the terrifying sight of massive jaws large enough to swallow you whole, opening underneath the boat and swimming towards you as the fire extinguisher roll Toriel to see what happens with the fire extinguisher.
All you gotta do is push it down. It's an
What
open mouth.
the fuck? It's a fucking this bot hates me tonight.
Impossible for it to miss, regardless.
can I use
I mean,
a
it pops. It's just
to-
not that helpful. Nah, you couldn't see it
Damn.
anymore.
Unless if it
Darn.
pops, the beams.
Well, I mean, the beams matter way more than the laser, to be honest.
So the beams matter way more than the pop, to be real. So it doesn't super matter. So you see the canister, it's compromised, unfortunately. Having banged off of the tooth, it likely leaked into the water, and you just didn't see it. So you see it explode out, but it's just a shrapnel of metal hitting the creature, which does slow it down, but not nearly enough. As this creature can survive eating random trash, it's huge. The three people with the beams: Zeraphim, Kamo, random guy. Also, yeah, Kenji, you put mana into the beam, so you didn't have enough time to recharge, so you would have not been able to do it anyways. I just thought about that. But anyways, so you three roll d20 to fire. Since you're underwater, you don't have the advantage this time because the canister didn't help you, but you still
I get
fire
advantage.
it normal.
Because I'm underwater.
19.
No, but I'll give you a +3 because you're underwater. Sure.
Hell yeah.
I guess.
I got
Water
a 19.
combo. That's a 12.
Okay. So random guy. You know what? Tyson, you can be random guy. Roll the d20, I guess.
Alrighty. It's time for everyone's favorite game, Tyson Luck TM.
I said luck
It's
TM.
gonna be
I
good.
It's
roll.
gonna be good. It's gonna be
High
good.
rolls. High rolls.
High rolls, baby.
High rolls, buddy.
Is there a +3 to consider
No,
+3?
only Combo had it. Only Combo.
Oh, alright.
Because he's a shark, so he would be able to see better underwater.
It's a 3.
Alright, well, there's
Okay. So, you guys wanted the 3. Anyways, yeah, so do you want to know the good news? Do you want to know this thing's fucking huge. Its AC is only like 12. So the +3 actually mattered for X. X hits it. Barely. So this
I
is
see.
what happens.
X.
The random
Can
guy
we say
jumps
at least
in,
mine make
and
the dodge into X's thing? Can we say that?
Sure, why not? I guess. So what you see is, you see Zeraphim. You're like, I don't want to die again. I don't want to die again. You keep thinking to yourself as you fire, and you hit its other vestigial eye, causing it to rupture under the water. And you see it beginning to charge its sonar pulse. You know if it fires, it'll kill you all. And this is what causes the guard to begin shaking as he tries desperately to aim, and he fires into it, and the sonar begins to come out of it, and this won't technically work in real life, but sure, fantasy shenaniganry. It starts to come out, and the creature dodges the high impact beam, preventing it from firing the rest of its sonar. As doing so, Kamo, you saw your beam miss. But as it moves its body to dodge the other one, you strike it right in the other undamaged fin,
Hell yeah.
causing another massive explosion, damaging its fin. And you see it trying desperately to struggle in the water. But because all of its fins are damaged and its head has taken substantial damage, its sensory organs are off. You see it start sinking into the water, unable to propel itself anymore, as it begins falling to the bottom of the ocean, going deeper and deeper and deeper until you don't see it anymore.
Oh,
And you three surface.
Fuck yes.
back up. Oh,
So everyone is still conscious with sole exception of Arson. What are you doing at this point, guys?
Zephyr's gonna get back on the ship and go right to Arson.
Kamo's gonna
It's fine.
climb onto the ship. He is gassed. This man Kamo is gassed. And immediately is going to lay on the floor and begin panting.
You all did terrific.
I'm running on fumes, man.
I'm right there. I'm close with you. I really am.
I grabbed everyone a bottle of water as they were firing, and then I gave it to them.
Are we still in danger or are we good, Rise? Do we know?
You don't fucking know.
Okay.
That's up to your interpretation of the situation. Because in the initial event, you only went in one loop, so it's not like you're omniscient. You didn't get this far last time, and you don't know all of the things. There was a voice over the intercom, so that's up to your own interpretation of if you think you are safe or not.
I don't know. I don't know if this is over yet. We need just be ready. I know we're all on fumes right now, but we can't be calm yet.
I'm ready.
How are we supposed to move the boat?
That's for the boat people to figure out.
We don't. The guard will say, "We don't. We have ways of steering it or anchoring or preventing ourselves from moving further. But if we hit rough waves, we're kinda in a bad spot. The explosion did significant damage to the controls. We're gonna have to send up a flare and wait for rescue. We already called out."
Oh yeah.
I secretly look towards Seraphim.
Sorry, I just looked at your GIF and I imagine that's what you did.
Well, that makes sense.
Why did I get looked at?
Because people are gonna
Girl
because
sneezes because
people are
you're
gonna be
tight.
looking here.
Bless.
Fucking
Bless you.
ow.
Ah,
I would just walk
Yeah.
up towards Seraphim and say, "Hey, I know we got I'll keep on wrong terms. I'll say this in his ear secretly, but like, are you a criminal? There's gonna be people coming here to save us. It might be.
we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We just need to survive for right
All right, just making sure. As I will walk to Kamo,
And
making
as
sure
you
he's all
say
right.
that, you feel Genesis activate
now. Hell yeah.
as you
Well,
regain one life.
hell yeah.
Oh my god. Wait a second. Hold on. So Genesis resets at like whenever he makes a decision, which means we have
Whenever
3
you
lives
make an
every time a major
important
decision?
When I make an important decision.
No, but
No?
you have you do restore at least one life every time the save point moves up. You don't have 3 every time, for example. So, for
Okay,
example, if it's
that's
a
fine.
huge decision, like, oh, this marks the event where the next arc is about to start, you'll get all your lives back, for example. But if it's like, oh, he chose to stay on the boat knowing he might be arrested, is a pretty big choice to say, oh, yeah, we can just stay on here. So that gave him 1 life and moved his save point up. Whenever a save point moves up, like I said, a minimum you get back is 1 life. But if he had used, like, let's say 3, he only would have gone 1 life here. He would only be back up to 1.
Understandable.
So it is a pretty powerful ability with a lot of chances, but it's not omniscient by any stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I understand that.
Okay. But yeah, that's the choice you've made. What are you guys gonna do at this point?
Bruh.
I'd be afraid to
Kamo's
rest right
the
now.
fuck
I
out.
need
Kamo's done.
Combo goes EP on the deck.
is
I make sure. I
Combo,
make
you may
sure
roll.
because I'm his
Wait,
emotional
wait.
support monkey. So
Or
I'll just be watching him or
I
be his
can't
pillow.
believe Ambrosio, Turl, and Kenji
I'm
are all
still
just cuddling
watching.
on the front deck. Yeah.
Yeah.
you will get teddy bear, little man.
Okay. Yeah.
can
So
can I can
Kenji,
I
you may
can
roll
I kind of move
3d8
Arson
and
closer to
restore
them
that
just
much
so he
mana.
can cuddle too?
3d8.
You put
Okay.
Arson on top of it. Similarly, yeah, you may roll 3d8 and restore that much mana up to your maximum.
Okay.
As you take a
That's not
long
bad.
rest at this point. Similarly, Arson, you may roll. You may roll 3d6 and restore that much mana.
Oh, okay.
Non-Nora farmer.
All right.
Okay, Ruz,
I
would
need-
we assume that I would get a little bit of mana back? Because I'm assuming
you have to eat.
darn, I was gonna say Kumo's probably going to teddy bear my ass, and I'm not gonna be able to escape. So
That is
I
true,
thought
but you're also staying guard, which means you're not taking the rest like the other people are.
Am I
that's fair.
taking? taking a rest, right? Or no?
Are you?
I
Arms are wide open, buddy.
honestly, I think I should. I
Arms are
Okay.
wide open, buddy.
In that case, you know what you have a ratio, so you know what you're rolling. Roll 3.
Yup.
Also,
Roll
system
roll
level
3 of your
3
mana die.
Oh wait, 3 times that. Okay, so
Yes.
3. Yeah.
so that means 6d8.
Yup.
Ew.
Does the health come back?
24. I'm back to
Damn.
full, baby.
Does,
Yes, it
What
does.
a monster.
Cool. Is it full or is it also a roll?
The real some
Also a
freaking
roll.
days.
I'm just gonna say you healed a full though, to be honest with you, because none of you took significant damage. Generally, I would make you roll, but like to be fair, you took one big attack, which I think it's reasonable to say you rest and put bandages on it and probably heal from one big attack. If it was like over the course of the day, if you took like 5 instances of like 3 damage or something like that, I'd be like,
That'd be
we'll
different.
roll. But yeah, it's like it'd be like if you got a cut at work and it was pretty bad, and then you like bandaged it and slept it off. It'd probably be like closed at least by the next day.
That dragon healing factor locking in.
Yeah, so everyone who rests can go to full health. I'll just be nice and say your mana shield goes to max, Lucian, because you only use 20. So you get that back, and then you get the 24 mana back up to your max.
So
Any
Kenji's
inspiration from the Mr. Monster from Kama?
Yeah, don't let things go into your mouth that you don't want to swallow. That's what killed it, ironically. I will say next time you take actual downtime to enhance your ability, I will give you a +2 to one of the rolls. I will say, because you did just do like aquatic combat. Actually, know what? I'm gonna just actually give you something, though it's not what was planned. I am going to give you proper bioelectricity sensing. Because it would make sense, because we did just make a whole big deal about it, and like the big electrical explosion happening twice, I think would force it to like actually be useful. So sure, go on and write it down. And I'm gonna say, with the whole creature shooting it out, I'm going to give you the same ability it had. So you can put mana into it to make its sensory range go bigger. Or you could just actually explode with bioelectricity in exchange for mana. But the conversion rate is not good.
I have a quick question. So Kenji's guarding, correct?
Yes.
If Kenji's guarding, since Seraphin's solo, he would probably also nap to heal.
I see. You go EP. And sure, you will. That did a lot more percentile to you, actually. Because percentile, it did bring you pretty damn low. I should go to full health. I don't care enough. I'm not going to justify it in my head.
Okay. I don't know what my health is. You never told me. You just said my durability was low.
I did tell you it was like 30. Your max HP is like 30.
Okay, I'll just say it's
I think
30.
it's like 32 or 36 or something. It's 30 or 36.
I don't care. You tell me which one, I'll do it. It doesn't. I have no.
We'll cut in the middle, 32, because you didn't write it down. And I don't know, so I'm not gonna give you the
Okay.
higher number, even though it sounds more correct. 32. Cool. We'll cut middle.
Cool.
So yeah, you can heal back up to 32.
And then what's mana restoration?
Your mana restoration would be you would restore. You went down pretty low too, so you
I
would
went
be
to
rolling
18 out of 53.
Yeah, so you would be rolling 3d8 as well.
Okay. $13. Damn.
Not terrible.
Okay. Not horrible.
But yeah, so you all take a nap, and at this point, Kenji, in the middle of the night, you see lights approaching you.
If I woke everyone up, would they get their long rest?
Yes, they would be
All right,
just
okay, I'll wake
finishing
everyone up.
Okay, you all get a monkey fist to the face, waking you up.
I just pick up. I wake up.
Oh. What? What?
Lights.
I'm gonna be nice and say both Shadow Frank and Normal Frank respawn at this point. Which means they can be resummoned. Anyway, so you see these lights approaching, and you quickly realize these boats are from Australia.
Mm.
Oh.
Shit.
Looks at Zephyrin.
Everyone looks at Zephyrin.
Looks back at the boats. Lays back
Looks
down.
back at Zephyrin.
It just lay back down. Your boat is docked. They pull up next to you. And you see the guard beginning to discuss with whoever is on the boat. You can't really make them out at this point.
I'm just going to.
It's me.
If Kamo didn't worry about this, I'm not worried about this. So to this point, I'm going to take my rest.
What's the are we able to tell the tone of which like the guard is speaking? Is he like stunned?
You guys
Is
are
it
too
calm?
far away. Because you could follow him and like not be super sus about it. I will say you wouldn't even have to roll for that. You just need to get a little closer. But like you guys all kind of just aren't doing anything right now. So if you get a little closer, you could
Yeah, I'll get a
figure
little
that
closer.
out. Okay, yeah. So you go in a little bit, and you hear they're pretty neutral at this point. They're like, "Are this shit so close to retirement?" And he's like, "Tell me about it, dude. We've been seeing way more monster activity recently. Well, in the inland's not much better." And they just like discussing pretty casually right now, but they're not doing anything of value. Do you continue to listen in?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. So yeah, you're listening, and you hear the Aussie say, "Yeah, man. We got let's say intel that it's because of the devil that's been spotted." And you can tell immediately that they're talking about Zeraphim. And that monster activity, especially sea monster activity, has massively increased after he went into hiding. And recently it's been spiking a lot.
I wonder why.
But yeah, they see saying as everything's all a flutter. And he tells you, yeah, my boss even tried to get permission to send assassins into Lemuria, which is the continent name that Lancelot is on, Syria, Lemuria. And it's like tried to send him into Lemuria, but he never could get approval. And the guard, you can tell the guard doesn't know that Zeraphim is Zeraphim. Arson.
Thank God. All right.
Because he didn't really pay much attention. Because like to be fair, you can tell that the guard probably understands the situation of what's happening and that people are looking for this random like horrendous devil creature. But he also probably doesn't know directly what he looks like. He's first probably heard loose descriptions, and it's not really his job. He works security on a vessel like this. Refills the mana cannons. That creature's probably bigger than any that they encounter on a regular basis. So like. Also, they took damage. Usually what his job would be to, like, distract it, because each shot would probably distract it. And then if the controls were intact, they could have just zoomed away.
So this is way out of his pay grade.
Yeah, this is way out of his pay grade, so he really doesn't give a shit. But he's like chatting the Australians about it. You think the Australians are smart enough to realize who Zeraphim is, though?
So if they
and they're probably gonna slit his throat. Yeah.
As they should.
Because this is a thing of interest to you. The Australian says he has a $250 million bounty on his head.
God damn.
We should kill this guy.
$250 million.
We should give this guy as a bounty and say, hey,
that
where's our bounty?
supposedly there's an anonymous buyer who's willing to pay double that to have him alive.
Oh hell yeah!
Mm.
Oh,
But that
hell
ain't
yeah.
the assassin. That ain't the assassin's job to bring people in alive. And he does like a kind of like sick chuckle about it. And then the guard's like, "Yeah, man, kind of uncomfortable."
Yeah, man. Whatever you say.
All right, I'm gonna waddle back over, slink away back to the group, and just well, I'll tell Zeraphim specifically, but everyone's here. Yeah.
Everyone's here and awake at this point. Kenji punched them all in the face lightly. He gave them love taps.
Well, I don't want to get in the way of you guys getting where you got to go, so I mean, I can attempt to hide and. Where are we?
Dude?
Are we on a dock currently?
You're in the middle of the open ocean.
Oh, I thought Oh, they docked on me.
No,
Okay, that's what I
Yeah.
heard. Is their ship about the same size as our ship or smaller?
They have 2 ships about the same size as yours. However, theirs are clearly military vessels, whereas yours are clearly, like I said, a travel vessel.
Trying to think if I can sneak onto theirs and hide.
Hear me out, guys. 100 mil each.
Yeah.
Did you tell them the number attached to his head?
No.
Yeah, I was just saying.
That's too tempting. Dragon heart flutters. 500 million.
500 million. Interesting.
I don't think I know that. I don't think I know that currency, but sounds like a lot.
Yeah, 500 million of something. That's at least 3.
Oh my god.
That's at least 3 Zerafins.
So where's are both the military boats off of on the same side? Or are they on?
They are.
Okay. Gotcha. And I'm guessing there's a dinghy on the other side as well? Like on the opposite side of where they are.
The dinghies, yeah.
The
dinghies are really just floating though, because remember the civilians already left. They got put on the real escape boat that was zoomed off. Those dinghies are literally like the inflatable floaty devices.
Is it nighttime or daytime?
Nighttime at this point.
So there's no shadows.
You got options. What do you mean there's no shadows?
Last time it was nighttime, Rise said there's no shadow.
Yeah, there's a fuck ton of light.
The military boats have their spotlights on at least.
Yeah. So
Could
there
I
would be
attempt?
shadows, just not necessarily in a great position for you as the spotlight
Would
would be.
I be able to hide in one of these guys' shadows? Or I want to
So long as it was not interrupted by light, yes. So long as it's not interrupted by light, yes. Remember, you take damage if you get interrupted by light. You get minorly telefragged and spat out.
arson. Did they say anything about you as well?
Waddle back over, hide.
Waddle back over. It's like, oh yeah, they're talking about other completely random shit. And like, you had to be taking to Sydney, huh? And they're like, what else do you want? We only have 2 cities. You want to go into the waste? I'll let you into the waste. And he's like, no. And they just talking at this point. They just shoot the shit.
But it's so either. Does it sound like they want us on their boat, or they're gonna tow this boat? If we are to be brought somewhere.
Not sure. You missed that part of the conversation, to be honest with you. That's probably the first thing they talked about. So right now, it's looking the other people got onto their boat, but they're not yelling at you to get off of this boat. So with your mathematics skills, you think it's about 50-50 either way. Because they're not yelling at you to get off this, and at least they're not in a hurry if they're taking you onto their boat, or they're gonna tow this boat and the other people are just going on to the functioning boat for whatever reason.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, we'll head back over. Yeah, there's a possibility we're getting towed. There's a possibility we have to go over to the other boat. I don't
Do you
think
want
they
me to
mentioned
ask?
it. If you want to, yeah, sure.
Okay.
While he does that,
Oh.
Arson, I could try hiding in your shadow, but you'd have to watch the light and make sure the lights would not hit your shadow.
Yeah, I can definitely face the light. Yeah, sure. I'll work on it. I'll try it.
Okay.
Maybe, Zerafin, maybe, like, I'm just saying, maybe you watch whenever light's about to hit and then move yourself to a different shadow before it happens. Just saying, keep your eye out for, like, opportunities,
Right.
you know?
If I can see shadow on that ship where no one's around, I could try to enter that shadow from here, though
Yeah.
it's risky.
How big does this? Do you know how big your shadow has to be for you to be in it, or the shadow?
Do
Slightly
I, Raj?
smaller than his real body, yeah. Like it has to be
Okay.
the size of his own shadow, which means if you got hit by light and it took out half your shadow, he'd probably be ejected. But if it like just kind of stretched it, he'd be fine.
Okay.
The bigger problem in your mind, though, I will say, because he's probably not thinking about it, but I'll give it to you because now you have multiple people discussing it. It costs mana to stay in a shadow. Not a lot,
Don't
but
have
it'd be
mana.
like 3 mana. Yeah, so it's
I'm at
risky.
I'm at 31 mana currently, so
It would
we'd
be
have
good to like, yeah, like smuggle you in and then find a hiding spot.
yeah. If we are not getting towed, it would be like, okay, hide in your shadow and immediately we go.
Okay. Well, Carmel's gonna get up. Be like, well, I'm gonna go over there and check in, see what's going on. Who you want to come with me? We're gonna go meet some like cool like Australian assassins.
Oh, actually, I think that would be pretty cool to talk to them, or at least hear what they have to say.
Whoa, that's pretty
Right.
cool.
Uh-oh.
The 4 goons walk over.
Dude,
We come out of the shadows.
Yeah. And there's something interesting happens. The assassin will pull out a small high impact monocon and then the size of about a gun. You would know this would be like proper military gear in this world sort of deal. Like the stuff that gets up to level 4, level 4, level 5. Probably more closer to like level 5. And he points it at Ambrosio. Then he laughs to himself and he goes, "Nah, just kidding." And he puts it away and he goes, "You're the one who took out the spider, right?" And Ambrosio will be like, and like not sure if he should answer. And then he's like, "Good job." And he like pats him on the shoulder. He seems like congratulate him as I'm not gonna have a whole conversation between the two NPCs about it, but yeah, he like takes him onto the boat and he's like, "That's some impressive guts, okay? You have a future, you know." Yeah, and you kind of start, I'll let you. Nah. But sadly, Ambrosio is the only one who could roll this, and Arson's not with you. So like the 2 people I'd let roll aren't
roll for what?
there. So never mind.
That's my cool guy power at work here.
Sure, I'll let you roll a cool guy check, but you don't get any pluses. You roll a d20, just raw.
Can't wait for it to be a nat 20. Come on.
Don't
Come on.
jinx me, please.
It's a nat one. He thinks, yeah, it's terrible. No, it's let's see.
15?
15's not terrible.
You know that while a lot of assassin guilds are in Australia, you think a rogue assassin, or perhaps a contracted assassin who is just keeping his cards close to his chest sent the spider. Hence how this guy knows about it. Because this man seems to have knowledge about who sent the spider at bare minimum. And you're starting to think because he does not seem aligned with that man, and they told you that the Australians are after Zeraphim. This man at least knows who sent the spider, but since he doesn't seem to outright be like, you killed my friend, or whatever, that while he knows it, he's probably not that closely aligned to it and is actually here to rescue you guys.
Okay.
He does seem legitimately, with your intuition check, you do legitimately think that he's impressed by the fact Ambrosio one-shot the damn thing, though.
Very cool.
Which means
Very
he
cool.
likely personally knows who sent the spider, since he knows the last thing the spider saw. But he does seem legitimately like professional courtesy almost, like, damn, you killed that thing good, for lack of a better term.
Oh my god. Oh my god. King
Yeah.
Knight.
Some king.
Oh my
Goat Knight
god.
art.
Did we get the art? Is it finally time to display the goat knight yet again?
Gross.
Hold on, I messed up the background a little bit. I need to fix that, and then I'll send it to Topaz.
Is it a
Maybe
Goat Knight original once again?
It
another
is.
Goat Knight banger.
Oh, I love our goat.
When can I see
That's
this
good, yeah.
awesome arc?
As soon as she fixes the background, it's fucking. Oh my god. It's
Another Goat
fucking
Knight art.
golden.
Another Goat Knight original.
Indeed. Jesus Christ, lady.
Damn.
How dare
Like
you say
Seraphim.
you're gonna sell me to Haywood? How dare you?
We.
Hell yeah.
It
I'm
was a
just saying, dude.
genuine.
I'm just saying.
It was
You
a
were
genuine
half
I mean,
deal.
you
It'd be a
guys, like,
lot
said for life,
easier. Life
so-
would be so much easier
That's
for
a
this
lot of
campaign.
money, man.
You are $500 million, dude.
That's a lot of.
I'd sell you for
That's
100K.
a lot of money.
I would sell you for 100K. Hell, I might sell you for 10K. For being real.
I don't know if Haywood wants me alive or dead. I think I don't
We know
know.
who else wants you, man. The sea monsters increase. Who do you think that is, buddy?
Who do you think it is?
Well, yeah,
Lock in, pal.
I know who that is.
That's a lot.
All for you, buddy.
Oh, the motherly love.
You can't really blame us, man. That's like half.
I'm
half
telling
$1
Haywood,
billion.
it's too bad these
You know what,
Australians are going to slit
Tyson?
your throat in a second,
I
dude.
would never sell you
You don't
for
gotta lie,
even
man.
$1.
Yeah,
I would
he's going to sell
never
you for
sell
more
you.
than
I'd
that.
give you away for a Klondike bar. I'm not lying.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Chat. Listen, Toby, you don't gotta lie. Depending on the character, I know Kilgore would sell like any of these guys for
Okay.
$2.15.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to bring Kilgore into this shit. Okay, I know what Kilgore would do,
You know,
but that's
Thalorian
not
would
who
have
I'm
sold
playing.
them for 2 Klondike bars too. And
I know
Hell
Thalorian
yeah.
would have. Thalorian was attached.
Yeah.
to these
Attached.
people, hell no.
Oh, to
He
these
was
people,
attached,
no.
alright.
Yeah, no, he literally let
To this
background,
group here,
yeah, I don't. Yeah, I
he
don't
didn't
know
know.
about that.
He fucking Packer got eaten by a thing.
True. But like I said, there's a bunch of. I don't know, man. I can think of quite a few characters who'd sell another character this much money with no second thought.
Yeah, man. Other me, I'm selling all of you guys immediately.
Yeah. Now that you guys get led onto the boat, and like Ambrosio is actually being treated like way better than all of you, actually.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
And
Go
thanks
King
to
Knight.
pretty much what you're
Holy shit.
Yeah, I know, right? Fucking, you see that shit?
Post in
Let me
chat.
see.
Post in chat.
Ocean chat. Let's see.
It's going to be up on the stream here in a second. Hold on.
Holding.
Speaking.
Holding.
Send it in chat too, because it's gonna be like crunchy on stream.
Yeah, it is gonna be crunchy as
Crunch.
fuck. Crunchy.
God, that looks
Seraphim's
so
gonna be
good.
crunchy on stream too.
No,
Dude,
I
God
am
damn.
not. You behave.
Look at that. Listen, it's not like it'll kill you.
Yeah, definitely not.
You won't
Yeah,
live.
you guys are all loud, but pretty much you quickly find out, combo, from just overhearing conversations and hearing the talking. They don't really care, literally, at all about what happened, because no civilians died other than the captain. And
Oh yeah.
from what you understand, so they're like duty bound to come rescue you. But like the thing is, the Australian seems to be aware that reports of Zeraphim were on this boat, and what he suspects happened is that he wasn't actually on this boat because the spider, if you remember, never made contact with him. Zeraphim was under the bed when it exploded. Therefore, it never laid eyes on him. So, as far as these Australians are aware, it was a false report that Zeraphim was on this boat. The captain was an unfortunate casualty, but you guys took out a sea monster, which was not part of the original man's plan. At least not fully. What you suspect happened at this point. Because Ambrosio does literally have a talent called common sense, which makes him really good at putting two and two together. So, I'm just gonna RP it out that him being buddy with these guys gives you this information. He comes over and explains it to you, and is like, so to my understanding, one of the like higher ranked assassins in a proper guild in Australia was sent here to kill Zeraphim, and his original plan was to take the boat somewhere that Zeraphim could not escape from, but he's like a pretty sadistic guy, and so he didn't really care if everyone else like died. So once he realized he was luring the sea monster, he just kind of made it a part of the plan as like a contingency. He didn't care, so it wasn't initially part of his plan. But once he found it, he was like, okay, that could be useful. And he's willing to do literally anything to capture Seraphim or kill him. Leaning towards kill. So much so that apparently he immediately paid off his bounty for killing the captain and was completely willing to pay off for having killed all the civilians, including us.
Oh, that dude sounds pretty mean.
But the other Australians don't know, and he whispers you, that we have Zeraphim.
Yeah, I know.
But if they find him, they're gonna call the other guy or just take him in themselves. Because that much money is like a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
Between you and me, Ambrosio, I don't think we can take these guys.
They'd murder us.
I think
Really
they'd fucking
bad.
kill us, dude. So I think that we're just gonna have to let Zeraphim ball and see what he do here. Because I don't want to look like we're really affiliated with him, and then all of us get stabbed to death and
Find
waterboarded.
him, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to get waterboarded. Do you want to get waterboarded?
Fuck no, I'm
I
good.
don't. So let's go
Yeah.
downstairs to the new rooms.
Can-
You want Arson and Zeraphim. You watch your friends disappear below deck, never
So
to be
here's a
seen again
question.
with no update.
Hold on. Do they have shadows where they are?
No.
Fuck. Okay.
Not that you could get to.
Okay.
Because remember, it costs more mana to get there, so it wouldn't be like, oh, it costs 30 mana to jump to the boat. Like, it would be stupid. But they're walking on the boat where there's a bunch of lights and spotlights because it is the middle of the night and boats are very bright at night so that other boats can see them.
Right.
and they can see where they are going. So they're like on deck and going below deck right now, but like the stairs would obviously be lit up so no one fucking falls and dies down the staircase. So no, they're just bad positioning at that point. You probably could have done it earlier, but not at this point.
Okay.
So yeah, they go downstairs, leaving you and Arson alone. Sorry, Sam.
They
go
were
on.
supposed. They were supposed to tell us if we were getting towed or not. They never came back.
It's not. All right. So all the people left in a hurry. Was there a fucking? Is there like a fucking a duffel bag? And like a
Get in the
flashlight.
bag.
Double bag and a flashlight.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. There's none of those
No,
on the
not
boat.
really.
Not a single flashlight.
There's flashlights, but not in the
Okay.
duffel bag. The duffel bag's a
Okay.
pretty weird thing to keep in storage, to be fair.
I mean,
Well,
I feel like
in the
if you're
bag?
traveling across the water, yeah.
Do you have a
They
bag?
probably have things like crates. And they have like shipping crates, and like canisters. But most of the things that they purchase are likely purchased in bulk. So like the fire extinguishers, you see like 4 or more that are in like a proper rack. That's like in the storage room and things of that nature. But like there's probably not something as unprofessional as like a duffel bag. But there's like proper boxes.
Is there like a very big backpack? Like the biggest backpack I could find then?
In the backpack.
Not big enough for Xeraphim, but yeah, you can find a fairly large one.
If I was to use the flashlight and like a book to cast the shadow of a book into the fucking backpack, could he go into that shadow?
No, it has to be like I'm going to put like it has to be half the size of him for him to be in it, and a book would not. Well, I'm thinking about this.
Depends where the
You
light
know, roll a
is,
d20.
because
Roll a d20 because that's the thing. You could, but I think it's unlikely, especially like in a makeshift thing like this.
Fair.
I believe in you, Sam.
Like I said, I could see it, but I don't think that like just doing it
10.
randomly.
10.
This is what I will say. If you're willing to risk it, this could telefrag him. But he probably could, but that's up to you two looking at it at this point. Because you guys are looking at it, you're downstairs, and you feel the boat starting to move. You are being towed, it seems. And you're like looking at this though. And eventually they're gonna get suspicious of who this other person is with you. And you're aware of this. Because you see they don't necessarily give a shit right now, to be real. Like, cause they're like too busy towing and talking to the other people. And it's like eventually they're gonna probably come and like introduce themselves to you at least, or be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" So like you have some time. You could probably get him in this backpack and get him in there. But if a spotlight moves at you in the wrong way, it'd be up to chance. Because if it like light hit and seeped through the backpack, he would pop out of the shadow and he wouldn't have enough space to be inside the backpack.
Yeah, it would just fucking shatter out.
Yeah, he would like pop out and it'd probably hurt him, like not like death, but like it wouldn't be pleasant to rip out of a backpack at great force.
Yeah. Fuck.
If I stay on the towed boat, is that, or have they seen another person walking around with arson?
Yeah,
They've seen another person with
yeah.
arson at this point, yeah, because like I said, you were kind of just standing there for like a long period of time, so like they probably are aware of you, and like I said, at some point they're gonna get curious and like go on the boat. They don't currently think that you're like Xeraphim, as explained by the other people, but you don't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, eventually they're gonna be like, "Why are you guys down here? You're being weird or whatever." No stealing. Nah, they probably won't give a shit about that, but shrug.
Well, we can always give it a try.
You want to risk it and just hopefully get downstairs before you fucking telefrag, and or maybe die?
Well,
Once they
here's
see
the
you come out of the bag.
here's the good news. If I die, we'll know it doesn't work.
He's not wrong, but do you know how much shit would be undone and how much information would be lost because the whole
Dude.
conversation of the other four would just
Dude.
disappear. If you die, I'm gonna kill you.
What you have
No,
to do,
I'm gonna kill him.
give the Genesis to like one of the other goobers.
If you die, we're selling you. That's it. It's over.
Damn.
might
Guys,
tell
if
you,
they
dude.
die, next time I'm going onto the boat, hearing the number, and immediately selling you.
Oh man. Don't worry, I know what to do. We'll just reset the campaign. Kills Kenji. GG.
Game is a game, brother.
Fuck. Okay, are the crates like clearly marked downstairs?
Yes.
Like, shit. Okay. I can't just be like, this is my crate.
This is my crate. Why are you stealing the fucking bed sheet crate?
Why do you want the linens, dude? What the hell?
I wonder. Oh my god. The most obvious, like, human in a body bag, fucking put him in some sheets and sling him over my back and bring him downstairs.
This is
Is that what
mine.
you
He's
wanted?
this is a part of my
Low-key,
hoard.
this is so fucking funny. That would be Tuesday for them.
Yeah, it's just the normal at this point.
This is a
Tuesday.
part of my hoard. Don't bother.
That would be Tuesday for them, low key, if we're being real.
Okay, I know what to do. So are these are just dinghies? Are they like electric or any by any means? Like, do they have a little motor on them, or do they have oars? These little fucking dinghies.
The little like floaty ones have oars.
Yeah, they have oars. Fuck.
They're like just floating. They're like just life preservers. And they have the proper dinghy with motorization left already. It had enough room for like, let's say, half of the people here, so 14. So like all the other people who aren't you guys got on, and then multiple maintenance people got on, and like the navigator got on, and left you with the more combat orientated staff members.
All right. If we, with mathematics, am I able to possibly calculate, like, if I put a certain weight in this boat, or whatever, and like shove it out, like with the currents, can I be like, it's gonna show up over here, or it's gonna show up over here, or something along those lines?
Probably no, that'd be too like that'd probably be more geography or navigation.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was thinking of just fucking making a fake person in the dinghy and sending it off, so they're like, there goes Zerafin, the other person.
I mean, actually, hold up.
But we can't, there's not motorized, they're just oars.
There he goes.
There he doesn't go. Wait, what?
Time to set up a mannequin or something that looks like.
Oh, if only Turiel was here to push it off
If
of the
only
water.
Turiel
I'm
was
here.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
on the other boat.
Oh, I'm on the other boat. Got you.
We're talking about
you
Minecraft
went,
now.
You went with the gang, yeah. All four of you.
We didn't want to get Chinese waterboarded, okay? I'm not trying to get my organs filled with liquids. So log in.
Do I see? Okay. Fuck. When I was looking before, did I see any shadows that were easily teleported into? I know probably not super easily, but away from people that I could like a box
The
casting
only
a
shadows
shadow
would
or
be Australian people at this point. They're shadows.
Okay. Is there a route if I orientate myself where, like, if I just walk backwards?
It would
Like-
look so weird, but yes.
I know, it would look so weird.
You'd be like moonwalking on the boat.
do it.
Hell yeah.
Just start moonwalking. Ooh,
Dude,
I've been,
yeah, I mean, I am the arbiter of fucking chaos, you know?
Wait, but
this is what I was doing down below deck the whole time. I was practicing to show you guys my moonwalk.
You were
I don't
saying
The more I'm
Never
realizing you guys are talking, the more I realize I think this is gonna be down to chance no matter what we do. It grabs my head.
Grabs my hand,
Yeah.
grabs your shoulder, Toby.
Regardless,
This
it's
is
just
gonna
like a
be
50-50, buddy.
There's
Let me
nothing that you
make
can
this
do.
so clear. I really, really do not want him to die here because this is one of the situations I was talking about that I'll be very annoyed. Me and X were talking about of how I actually really like the return by death adjacent ability that you have because it makes the campaign interesting and it makes it so while the session to session chance of death is very high, the chance of permadeath is super, super low. But like I could see a couple of annoying things similar to
This is one of them.
like some of the fucking deaths might be terrible where like you lose more information than you gain. It's just annoying.
Theoretically, though, to make it easier on yourself, because he hasn't used any of them, just make this point the save point because it's a major decision to like. All right, we're hiding in the shadows and smuggling you in.
The
on the
issue
show.
would be the chance of it going to Nightmare at that point would be incredibly high because if you go one way and then she's going a completely different way, the chances would still be the same. Because it'd be like if you do the same thing but better each time, it might just blow through 2 lives or 3 lives. And I agree it'd be annoying, but the other one gives you more options because there would actually be a chance to be like, guys, I know the fucking Australians are coming and they want me dead. Turiel, can you push us off in the dinghy to like shore? Like there's other options at the other save point, whereas this one it's just which way of equal likelihood of being caught do we take? You know? Because there's like some better options than others from among what you said, I will say. But then there's also like half of them are all like 25% chance he just gets caught and killed. So like, as much as I want to say yes, we can move the save point here, I don't think I can because it wouldn't be
So-
enough of a choice.
With that, then, and with like our lack of options, best case scenario is throw a box overboard to make it seem like fucking Zerafin booked it, and then moonwalk onto the ship.
Hell
Or
yeah.
walk onto the ship and then moonwalk downstairs so you can get into the shadow.
Yo, what if you're just listening to music in your headphones?
True. Let me
You
grab
grab
some
the
headphones
fucking
that don't fit my
radio.
head. Yeah.
Okay, you grab a radio and start playing the most funky beat you can find, and you shove multiple crates off the boat and start moonwalking onto the Australian boat. This is the best way I can do this. So this is not a d20 in the typical sense of like you're rolling a check. This is a percentile die. That is, I'm just gonna use a d20 for. If you get, and there's 4 options here. So I'm going to just say, if you get an 11 to a 16, that might be it. Yeah, 11 to 16. He's found and just gets shanked. But if you get a 17 to 20, they suspect nothing. This isn't weird to them because you're the arbiter of chaos. And if you get a 10 or below, they're weirded out by this odd display, but they don't find Zeraphim. I think that is the most fair way of doing this. So 11 to 16 is death. Anything else is good, at least for now. 17 to 20, which is like a 15% chance, is they're like, wow, that dragon's just as weird as I heard, dude. What the fuck? And they just don't suspect anything at all. I that's the best I can do. Please, go on and roll the
That's
d20.
fair.
Search.
Oh shit. Alright.
10? Okay.
Or it could not work. That also works.
Okay, yeah. 1 sec. Just try. I got you. I don't want to roll this, but actually, Toby, you roll. I don't want to roll this to be so real.
Oh no.
Come on.
Dicebot
I don't
hates me.
Would I have to roll to add the D4 chaos dice just in case if something happens?
The D4 chaos dice probably wouldn't work here because at best it would add 4% chance of saving If you roll an 11 and a 4 on 13 is death. Shit. Cries. Fuck.
Well,
Okay.
so you got a 13. So would I be able to add the dice? Question.
This is the other thing. At this point, it'd be unlikely, but this is what I will say. If you use both chaos die, so the d6 and the d4, and you get 10, because technically, remember, you can also spend mana to get an additional d4. So that'd be 2d4 and 1d6. If you get 10 total, that's 10% higher, which would mean they'd be suspicious but not outright find him on a 12 and a 13 as well. Meaning if you get a 10 or above on 2d4 and 1d6 and spend 10 mana, there's a chance. But like I said, that's the best I can do because like the rules are the rules at this point. So if you feel confident in 2d4 plus 1d6 being higher than a 10, that's not a non-zero chance, is what I will say.
You know what? Yeah,
You
well,
a gambling man.
of course I'm a gambling man. This is the game.
I mean, to be fair, if you fail, it's just annoying. It's not like it's campaign over, he dies forever. It's just we reset and lose things, and it's annoying. So worst case scenario is not terrible. There's no reason not to do this gamble. Go ahead.
Worst case we just speed and go like we get all the information. Cool. All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say like we
Yeah.
could just get back to like
Or it
the
could
point where
not
we
work again.
2d4.
Why is it
Are you
not
doing?
working? That's.
Hold on.
I think you have to do. I think do. Well, what? That's weird. I don't know why it's not doing it. That's very awkward.
There. Okay. There's that one. Okay.
Okay, so there we go. That's 5. So now D6 needs to be 5 or higher. 5 or 6. That's a 33% chance.
Okay.
So yeah, 1d6.
2.
Damn. So
Damn.
okay, I'm gonna at least describe this. And if you guys do choose to speedrun and do the exact same course of events but change this, we'll go with that. I'll give you a chance to think about it because I need to go pee and grab a drink again. We have about 30 minutes left on the clock. So, anyways, what happens is you
Everyone's
push the
favorite
crates
move,
in the
time
water,
lord.
and you are a very chaotic sort. We're gonna say you use the most dumb version of your personalities because still have like 3 or 4 personalities. And you go, oh no, Seraphim is escaping! And they look to you. Remember, they didn't know Seraphim was on this boat. And they're like, wait, Seraphim's on the boat? And they all run over to investigate. They all run over to investigate and shine the spotlight onto you. Like in the water, like they shine all their spotlights onto the boat to try to find him. As you're like, Seraphim's getting away, and then he pops out of the shadows. And Seraphim, quickly you're mobbed. Like they immediately shoot you in the ankle. Another one comes over and as they starts using different mana things on you. They just absolutely beat you to death, maintaining your corpse intact. And ours, there's just nothing you can do because it's like 20 guys, 20 military guys just all push past you, and you just use a pretty decent amount of your mana, and they literally just beat him to death in front of you.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
And so you're going, ow, ow, ow. And Seraphim's, your soul leaves your body for a moment, like always. And you see your friends reacting to your death. You see Arson's face, just like, well, how are you reacting to this, Arson? What's he going to remember from this loop?
Who was that?
It's probably just like straight up, holy shit, I didn't expect that.
And
Christ.
an absolute shock on his face. One claw over his head, the other on top of his head, as he just looks in like agony at you. And then all of a sudden, you're back to the moment you made the decision.
You know what that means.
You're down to 2 lives, and you're back to the moment you made the decision to stay on the butt of the boat, despite knowing you might get arrested or killed. You remember everything from the loop. Everyone else loses everything. I'm gonna go quickly grab a drink and pee. I'll let you guys.
Joke's on you. I forgot what we were talking about.
Okay, that's good, I guess.
I got you. I got you.
Anyways, yeah. So mind you, this is also technically. I hate to do this, but this is technically before you guys rested. I'm gonna let you keep the health though.
the health and the mana,
No.
just because it would be too annoying to go back at this point.
I'm
But
not changing what I'm doing.
okay, so like I said, you guys can talk about it and be like, hey guys, maybe we should do something else. Because at this point, Zeraphim is the one who has to change time. You guys would, by all accounts, do the exact same thing you did last time
Yeah.
without his influence. So, I mean, at this point, it's up to you guys to discuss. I'll listen in on my phone while I go grab a drink, and so I'll try to be quick. We have about 25 minutes on the clock.
So, Kenji, as you ask him the question, or what's the plan if there's ships coming? You see him kind of like his eyes widen for a second, and he goes back and looks at you. They do come, and that's all he says. They do come.
He just gives you like a slightly weird look, almost like you said something odd, and just all right. What?
So, Arson.
Who comes?
Oh,
I'm
we
gonna
get
come.
saved. You guys get saved. They find me, kill me, brutally,
Uh, I'm
horribly.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, shot my ankles, beat me to a pulp. It was great.
Ooh.
So yeah. Anyway, Arson, buddy.
Mhm.
They don't know I'm on the ship. Do not announce to them that I'm running away if they don't know I'm on the ship. Okay?
Gotcha.
That was a bad idea. Also, you moonwalked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been practicing. Was it good?
it was you. It was definitely a you thing.
That's good, by the way.
We did find out a little bit. No, I wouldn't have known any of that. Oh shit. What I do know is they don't think I'm on this ship. But they will be coming here tonight. So we have time to
You got
rest
12 hours.
and time for me to figure out how the fuck I'm getting off this ship safe. I think I don't want to mess up the timeline too much because it worked out pretty well for you guys. So you guys were safe. They do tow the ship. You guys walk on over to figure out if they're towing the ship or not, and then eventually you guys just walk down stairs in to down below the deck. But it looks like you were talking to them for quite some bit. They really liked Ambrosio from the looks of it, which was interesting.
Cool.
I think this time round, I am going to try to jump into one of your guys' shadow while you're over there. I just remember try to keep your shadow out of the light. That's all I can say.
I think you're gonna get seen, dude.
I can teleport in
Because we're
shadow.
gonna have to walk downstairs.
Right, but if I at least get on the boat, I have a better chance. I just need to get off the boat we're on now.
I mean, are they gonna? We don't know if they're gonna search the stuff we have. Maybe they're not even gonna like go through any of it, and you'd be safe to
You're right. You
hide.
did you did try to put me in a backpack.
Why don't you just go into my luggage?
That was one of the ideas as well. I
Sure,
could.
how big's your luggage?
Just
Oh,
saying.
it's got wheels. Oh shit, it's one of those.
Yeah, I mean, I do got my clothes in here. Everything that I need.
We can move it to a different bag, perchance.
Yeah.
Listen, Arson here, he is known, and this is nothing against you, Arson. You are a wonderful person. I do enjoy your company. He is known as a weird man, and he has a lot of things. So if we give him a bag to put your stuff into, and he just carries a couple more bags, and it's just your stuff, it would work. They wouldn't really catch on too much.
Hmm. Right, right. Shrug, man. I'll be honest. I don't really. Who caught us or who got here?
Oh, the Australians.
Oh. Ugh.
Yeah,
Ew.
I'm not too happy. I guess we're going to Sydney.
Como stops. Looks out towards the ocean and thinks. We're going to Sydney?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I don't think you're gonna live, dude. Like, I don't know. Because
Yep.
isn't Australia just full of the super murder people?
Oh, yes, the assassins. Yes. Yep.
Yeah. And, like, you're, like, most wanted, right?
Yes. Yes, I'm on that list.
Spider was here for you?
Yes, he was.
So then I imagine if that spider was here, you probably have, like, money on your head.
That I do.
Do we know how much?
I don't feel really comfortable telling you how much.
Oh,
Damn.
Ooh. Well, if it's that kind of money, um, everybody's gonna want you, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
The good news, I guess, is the one who's offering more. There's several right now out there. The one who wants the more money, he wants me alive. Problem, I will be tortured.
we can cut you open. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So
I get it. Like as a geneticist, that's what you would probably do with somebody like you.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Um,
My mom also wants me, so
your mom.
yeah.
That don't sound
Oh,
so bad.
that's
Mm,
cool.
I think that's where the sea creature came from.
My mom's a nice lady, so maybe you guys can like have a good time. You know,
It's not
maybe you
something I
guys
can
can
say
like
out loud.
hatch it out.
I
Say,
can't tell you who my
hey,
mother is.
mom. Oh,
Uh, not great lady. Also, will probably cut me open and figure out how I am.
yeah, man. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. It's cool. Oh shit.
Well, I don't really want to get like water tortured. I'll be honest.
No, I don't blame you. That's not great. Well, can't you breathe underwater? Not to be
No, I can't. I
okay.
can swim really well, but no, I cannot breathe underwater.
I
It
I
was I
wasn't
thought my
sure.
parents did have, but then we realized, you know, cleaning out the gills would be a real pain,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like a land person, so that'd be really nasty up here.
I bet it would hurt having fresh air
Yeah,
on the
it would.
gills. Yeah.
Probably have to put like ointment on them and stuff. I don't know if like doing all that. So where would they even go? Like on my neck or what?
Probably underneath,
Regardless.
or underneath, like by your jawline, maybe, or behind your ear. Probably behind your
Yeah.
ear. Think about a shark's anatomy.
Well, I'm not human, but yeah, makes sense.
Well, I know you're human. I'm just, saying.
King Knight, the updated art doesn't have the inscribed outline on his cheeks.
Oh, flip. Hold on.
Oh, I thought that was the update, and that's what we changed.
Nah, it was supposed to be like a little bit more hair on the thing. 1 second, I can fix it. I did not realize it was gone.
Also,
Oopsies.
Lucian, your
Yeah,
wife
what's
is
up?
very good. Basically, what I
Yes.
thought you looked like. I thought you looked
You
like
know,
that.
I imagined longer hair, honestly.
I
That's the only
thought
difference.
it was, Kid Omega from X-Men. Something similar, except not as pink.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got close to that. So ball up top, I won.
But your art's looking great, King Knight. Good job.
I'm back. The
Welcome
Goat
back.
Knight at it once again.
We decided to sell Toby for $500 million.
No, we did not. No.
We did. We all decided to do it.
That was.
I hate to. Yeah, I was listening. I told you I had my phone. It did sound like a lot was discussed. Honestly, we can go as long as we can until Tobis has to explode. But we have 11 minutes on the clock before normal session end time. So
I don't want to go
Well,
back too past that. I had to wake up pretty early this morning. I had work today, so
yeah,
I'm getting eepers.
fair.
Also,
So we'll only push a little past that if necessary. But yeah, what we doing, boys? Where we drop?
y'all should try it again and just not fuck up.
Yeah.
Trust.
How big is Combo's suitcase bag with wheels?
He could, same thing as last time. He could shadow it, but it's better than the backpack, but not significantly.
What if we put him inside it?
Just as a person instead of a what if we like unzip it slightly enough so that he can breathe?
Then that's where the light would come and explode him.
What if he's not in a shadow? We just shove his ass in there.
We break his limbs too.
We break.
Oh my god.
That might work. That might work. Yeah.
Oh
he
my
broke
god.
all of his limbs. That's a bit.
I'd be like the leprechaun from that one show, like where every time he gets pain, gold coins come out. They shove him in a
and then
suitcase.
Arson, you have the stuff that can help him reach into his stuff, so Kamo's gonna
What?
bite your limbs off. And
What?
then we shove you in the side of the thing, and
You're gonna
then
eat me?
Arson helps you grow him back. Right? That's a good plan.
The fact is that it sounds not like a bad plan, except for I think I might die from that.
You probably do die from blood loss, but it's
Yeah.
okay.
If we go fast enough and they don't see the blood trickling out of the suitcase, we'll be fine.
Just
I
when you
come
break
back
my
with blood all over my face.
When you break my arms, just make sure there's no bones sticking out, so there's no blood.
Oh, there will be.
Oh no.
I'm just kidding. We're not doing that fucking plan.
I was in on it, honestly. I was like, okay, yeah, sure.
He fucking dies. Oh, guys, we delivered him to the Australians. Perfect. Just as planned.
500 million split 5 ways, boys. Alright.
Hell yeah.
Business doing pleasure with you. Shake.
Uh-oh. No.
Honestly, y'all should retry the plan again. Just roll below. Easy.
Yeah, just roll better.
I need my nat 1 to happen, or
Because
my
there's
nat
nothing
20.
else I can do for you here.
Yeah.
Y'all should just try it again.
Okay, so we literally rewind to the exact point that it fucked up last time. Toby, roll D20. 11 to 6. Good. Also remember, Sam, the D4 is gone, and the 10 mana is also gone. Because I guess this is lore now, I guess, question mark?
Oh.
It saves one, I don't know, whatever's easier at the time slashes makes more sense. Because everyone else gains more benefit than it inconveniences you to just keep the health and mana the same as it was before he exploded. Because everyone else would have to re-roll. So whatever the path of least resistance is for you guys is how Genesis works. AKA, if you guys are all like completely screwed, like you all died, and then he died last and you reset, you probably reset to whatever your hit points are. So maybe keep a mark of this was my hit points and mana at the last save point, just to be safe. But if it's like, oh, you guys got a rest and he alone died like this, then I'm probably just gonna keep it the same for like whatever's the most convenient in the moment.
Gotcha.
Well, that's probably the only way to make it work gameplay wise, even though it's technically not how it would work lore wise. So yeah.
Cool.
Anyways, go on and roll the D20. Also, so like I
5.
said, if you get you get
Hey,
on the boat.
that's good. Yeah, they're just suspicious, but that's
They
fine.
are suspicious as hell though, because like I said, the lower they are, the more sus they are. But they're not like immediately aware of you. But they're like, "What's this guy doing?" You're like he's like moonwalking onto the boat with a luggage, and they're like, and he's like also trying to keep the luggage out of the spotlight. And then he takes you downstairs, and you're put into a room.
Mhm.
So now, at this point, I'm just gonna speed run this. Is there any information you guys want to attempt to gain this loop? I'm gonna say, because I don't want to make this go too late, because I don't want to keep Toby up. So like I said, the longest I'm willing to go late is like 20 minutes. We have 6 minutes on the clock, so we're back to like 25 max, absolute max. I'm gonna say you told Toby all the information you got last loop, so that he's aware. Also, to be so real, I think you guys would figure out how much money's on Zerathim's head, because this time you'd listen into the conversation, most likely, knowing they're here to save you, you'd go up quicker. So you would hear the conversation about how much money he is worth, and you'd hear the part of the conversation where they say, yeah, every assassin group is after him. Lower birth hitman, I still find this funny. I'm not sure if this is going to continue to be the lore in real webcomic, but the assassin organization out of Australia is called AAA.
Oh yeah.
So I
Hell
don't know
yeah.
if it's going to stay the case, but yeah, so AAA, the lower birth, and the assassin order all have some of their top dogs on it. And he says, we're talking big guys. We're talking the prime minister's brother. We're talking one of Doc's disciples. We're talking the guy who sent that spider. Yeah, so you get a list, and I'm just gonna say you get a list of the people who are after him. So, anyways, the prime minister's brother, cough cough, uncle from last campaign we
Fuck.
did.
We're cooked.
He's apparently after him. Additionally, one of Doc's disciples is after him. One of the like direct descendants of the original king of Australia, the king of blackened glass,
Oh my god.
is after him.
Maybe
A
I
man
should just
simply
turn
known
myself
as
in.
the man simply known as the Mechanist, a man inspired by he himself is actually very weak. However, he has an incredible level of tech, and he builds machines based off of Australian creatures, like mechanical versions of Australian creatures, and uses them for assassinations. Hence, who sent the spider is after him. And then there are 2 other unknown assassins that are after him. They also will tell you, yeah, it's big stuff, because assassins are like our biggest rival. And he explains a little bit of the lore about assassins in this world. There are only 2 legal adjacent
assassination organizations, and then Lower Birth tries to keep out of that, but they have a handful of people in it who are like willing to go, and they'll give you a little bit of the lore. I'm doing this because there's gonna be another death check up ahead because it's gonna take 3 days to get there. So I'm gonna make it one more like roll for like life or death here. The dice will work again. You have your D6 back. Remember, it's percentile though, so you'd have to get above a 5 to make one higher. You get the point at this point, I feel. But just saying that. So like I said, if it happens, we're speedrunning the shit out of this. I'm trying to speedrun this. But two other unknown assassins that this guy does not know personally by name are also after him out of Australia. Assassins usually work off of an honor code where, despite being brutal assassins, they're the first assassins. They will generally only ever send one assassin at a time. However, there are certain situations where they will be allowed to take more than one person will be willing to take a contract at one time. This is generally used to avoid people fighting over the reward, and it's first come, first serve, and based off of rank. I hate to always reference anime that I like, but think about it like the Shan Wu assassins, how generally only one of them will come at a time for each individual person. But if one person fails, there's almost always immediately another stronger person behind them. And then occasionally the shadow killers will come after them. Assassin works very similarly. This was given as more than one person can take it. However, for some reason, the first rank of the assassin, the second rank of, and the second rank of the assassins had no interest in taking the contract. But the third ranked was the first person to jump on board. Weirdly, the fourth ranked also had no interest in taking the contract. So the third ranked and some of her compatriots, as well as the fifth ranked, are working together in an attempt to claim Zerafin's bounty. And then finally, the lower birth. He says, whoever this Zerafin punk is, he should be glad. For some reason, Tenjiki has no interest in the contract. The number one ranked assassin in the world is not after you. But he does say, but for some reason, two private buyers did buy out the second best thing. Yamato is after him.
I think maybe I just turned
We're
myself
gonna catch
in.
your bitch ass up, dude.
I
So
think
they tell you, yeah, Yamato is after him, and then another significantly lower ranked lower birth assassin is after him. However, for some reason, all of the flush do not care about the contract at all. Meaning, the ringleader of the lower birth does not care. Stygian is not selling information on him. The higher ups don't care, but some of the more lower and expendable people have been hired out by private buyers. So you now know the lore of the assassins who are after, and who is not after, and some weird lore. So even if he dies on this check, he will remember this. So I ask you now, Mr. Zerafim, what are you doing? You just heard all of this. You were just relayed all this information, and you're in the room, and you know it'll take you 3 days to get to Sydney. You know you have 2 more lives this loop. And this is not a big decision. You're not getting one back here, and it's not moving the save point up. You do still have 2 lives, though, meaning you could give one out to another person. Technically, you could give both out to another person, and then you just auto-enter a nightmare if you die. Easy.
Arson.
Yes.
Is this worth it?
What do you mean?
If I just turn myself in, I'll be in a lot of pain and dead. But you guys could be free without having to worry about this anymore.
It's up to you what you want to do with your own life. I don't know a lot, and I'm fine with continuing on in this exact same manner. If it's the others you're worried about, then sure, we can talk about that, but I'm not asking you to kill yourself by any means. I'm comfortable.
This is just gonna get harder the more they find us. Oh.
It'd be
Well,
really funny if I fucking sceptered, unlocked your potential, and used you as a nuke.
oh my god.
It's the answer. No, this ain't worth it, bro. Unlock your Adam.
Unlocks your Adam.
Well, try again next time. Boom.
Boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom.
Oh
Are
shit.
you? So,
Oh, by the way, darling, can you do me a favor real quick and write down the Mechanist lore in the comic thing, please? Because I don't think we ever brought him up before this point, and he is actually canon. A roboticist who builds machines for assassinations based off of Australian wildlife.
Do we know anything about any
1
assassins?
second.
Yeah, actually. It's kind of weird. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna make you roll for this. Arson, roll a d100. Kamo, roll a d20. Turl, you specifically said that you do not interact with this world's equivalent of dark web shenaniganry, but you do know about like its existence. So you're not getting to roll this.
3.
Actually, Kenji, you get to roll. I'll let you roll. You know, fuck it, Turl, you get to roll, but you're rolling for Ambrosio, not yourself.
Oh boy!
So yeah, go on and
I'm
roll.
in the lab like carpet. Well, you guys were looking on the dark web. I was in the lab, cooking, smithing.
Okay, that's terrible. Sam, you don't know much about the assassins, to be honest. You don't remember too good.
Do I just roll 1d20?
Yeah, you rolled 1d20, and so does Lucian. Lucian's rolling for Ambrosio.
Nope.
Wow. Okay, you remember your sect bringing it up before, that apparently you have very, very loose connections to assassins, that at one point, the Jade Arbiter had made a deal with them, as he refuses to interact with lower birth unless absolutely necessary, and he doesn't work with the Australians unless absolutely necessary. If he needs an assassin, he goes to the assassin order, but other than that, you have no comprehension of them.
Lucian, please save us.
Lucian, go on and roll. You're the last up, my brother.
Okay. I roll real bad.
Nah, you're gonna roll high.
Nah,
We took all the
Yes,
bad luck
you were
out.
gonna roll high. You're gonna roll high.
I don't
Yeah.
believe you.
We took
High
all
roll,
the probability
high roll.
out of it. High roll, high roll.
High roll, high roll.
I roll, I roll, I roll.
What's that one? Yeah, there we go.
That's what I fucking said.
Hopefully Ambrosio knows a lot about assassins, dude. He's like, oh, so there is a tense rivalry between AAA and the Assassin Organization. Is the Assassin Organization our Middle Eastern organization that was born in the very, very beginning of humanity? They're literally, assassin is where the word assassin comes from. Again's going into a history spiel. They are ranked from 1 to whatever number they are. They also have ranks within the order. And they have a strict code that they follow.
However, this generally does not prevent them from killing at any point, due to their job as an assassin, obviously. So, some of the stronger ones are actually pretty strong. This is also why assassins are ranked 1 to whatever number they are, because of the assassin tradition of doing so. Australian assassins are AAA, on the other hand, are an organization that rose up because Australia is literally hell. It's the only reason it's not renamed, because it's just meme mythological Australia in this world. And as such, uh, Australia literally only has 2 settleable cities. Um, the only people who live there are people who were like descendant of native Australians. Um, Literally insane people. Like people who went there for the challenge because it's almost impossible to live there. So many of them were like wildlife activists or literally just crazed hunters who wanted to proof of killing a massive monster for like the points. And assassins at this point, as a man by the name of Doc, or the King of Blackened Glass. And he was given this name because he has fire magic, and it's so intense that the only thing that would be left after a fight is glass that has been completely burnt to black, of the sands of Australia, of the savannah. That would be all that was left when he was done with the fight. So the rumor has it that his aura on its own is hot enough to cremate somebody who steps within 30 feet of him. However, he disappeared many years ago. He was well known for having built a massive spy network and uniting the people of Australia together to form Perth and Sydney, to actually allow some cusp of civilization to be there. And as a tradition of many assassin guilds, the ones that are legally recognized for like bounty hunting and things more than assassination, so more like legal assassins than assassin order, are operated almost exclusively out of Australia. And then there's the thing that actually allows the rivalry to be possible, which is Tenjiki, a man who supposedly destroyed a kingdom completely on his own, the assassin. He is the top ranked assassin in the entire world and is known as a walking singularity. His loyalty is only to Lower Birth, and is the only reason that this rivalry between the other 2 factions have gone on so long. Like I said, Lower Birth attempts to be more organized crime, preventing random innocents from being harmed, and doing more of the things of smuggling, drug trade, that sort of thing, as there is a essentially clean web version of them, which is like functions as Amazon and buying magical things that would be harder to import and things like that. And due to that connection, they are able to run the smuggling operations, and a lot of places just deal with them because of how useful they are and like lowering more severe crimes. And as such, they try to keep their hands clean of just straight up assassination. However, they do have mercenaries and bounty hunting services as well that make it so the other 2 are. Tenjiki alone makes the Lower Birth equal to the other 2 organizations, because they have the best assassin in the world, which allows the rivalry between the other 2 to stay healthy and flourishing, while not expanding to the point of being an outright war due to the third party intervention. So yeah, apparently Ambrosio knows all the history of assassins in the entire world. He just relays through all of that, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it's actually really cool." And he continues to, yeah, he just tells you anything. You know, so yeah. Someone tell Michael that he has a +5 when talking about assassins, apparently.
Oh.
Someone type that to him, please.
Hell yeah.
Kyle's gonna put his hand on Seraphim's shoulder. Dude. It's
not
looking,
good.
man.
It's definitely looking. He wipes his brow.
It's looking.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't think we as in me and my friends here are equipped at the current moment to handle that kind of intensity.
Mm-hmm.
Would you guys agree?
I would say so.
Harold, do you think your
Material.
telekinesis could hold a star?
No.
Just we're going straight to Sydney too, and that's
that
kind
Sydney
of
is
where
the capital of Australia. The uncle
yeah.
is likely there. The other two you do not think are there, though. Do you think they would be in?
Homo doesn't know who Uncle is. However, he has an instinctual fear.
Yeah, his aura is so large.
Instinctual fear. He knows. Yeah. I think that for the safety of my friends here, we might distance from you, but we're not gonna just like rat on you.
Mm.
Rosie would probably be like, I don't know, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah, but like we technically have aided in that.
No, you haven't. It's
So
okay.
technically,
You
we were
haven't
here.
aided. If anything happens, your names will never be brought up, just so you know.
Okay, well, I'm just letting you know. I will say it's been good meeting you.
Same to you.
Smile.
Zeraphim is just staring off in the distance, kind of like hand on his chin, thinking about everything he just heard. He's pondering and.
But for what it's worth, I think that the circumstances of your birth,
That the very
I
balance
don't think
of
that
the
they should define you. I think that it's not a crime for you to exist. It's the crime of others for not taking responsibility.
You should be a public speaker. You're good at this.
what he did in
Right.
school. He's the most popular kid in school, and yeah.
And he is the ambassador's kid, so it does make kind of sense.
If his parents are ambassadors, I don't know why it just
No,
came
my
from.
parents are geneticists.
I thought
They're
no
both
one's correcting me,
scientists.
so I just always thought that
My
was the case.
previous dad, my other dad is.
No one
Similar thing.
corrected me, so I've always thought that was the case.
No, my parents aren't in politics.
Well, thank you for finally correcting me. I appreciate it.
You're good. Okay. So, you guys want to? I feel like we're being awkward here.
Yeah, you got speed truth. That said, no matter what you choose, if you do not turn yourself in, there's still just a raw roll or die check for if you are discovered.
So here's what I'll do. I'm gonna give. So if I die entirely, do the lives carry on or are they gone? Like if I give Arson a life and I were to fully die.
Arson would remember. If you die, because if someone else has a life and it is not used, because it takes 10 seconds or cough cough 1 round for a life to activate. Hence why I've said before, if say at the beginning of an arc you have all 3 lives, you keep 1 for yourself, 1 for Arson, and 1 for Kamo. Kamo and Arson would both remember the loop. But if Kamo died, and in that same round, and then you also died, it would take whoever had the bigger, like more impactful decision last time would be the one to reset. The other person would lose their life, but they would still remember. Anyone who holds a life at the time of reset will remember.
And do I lose those lives?
No, they
Oh,
stay in
okay.
existence. So if you give one to Arson until he dies, you keep it, or until you take it back, which I will say is probably like an arc thing because I didn't actually stat out you taking a life back. Meaning it's more likely until he dies, and then he would remember, and you would remember that loop.
Mhm.
However, the next loop he would forget after that point. They get one
Gotcha.
version of Genesis, whereas you get keep all of yours always. If you died outright, like if you gave all your lives away and then died, it would automatically take you to a nightmare. Then if you died for real in the nightmare, the lives would cease existing forever because Genesis would cease existing with your
Okay.
death.
That was my original question. I wasn't sure. Here's what I'm gonna do. This is an important roll. If I pass this roll, what are the odds? I'm like same situation, or what do the numbers have to be to pass?
It will be. I'm gonna say same situation, but just for the sake of it, one is like horrific failure, so that way it stays on par. 2 to 7 is death. Any 8 to like 8 to 1 second. 9 to 12. 8 to 12 is 8 to 13, sorry. 8 to 13 is they're a little sus because they're like there's a false report of Seraphim here. Some of it like they keep carrying this thing around, it's weird. But like nothing. Nothing happens. 17 to 20 is they lose their suspicion having not found you. They report to their boss that Seraphim wasn't on the boat. And then like 14 to 16 is like middle road. They don't get more suspicious, but they keep the same level of suspicion they had for arson previously. Yeah. So 1 to 7, death. 8 to 13, more suspicious, but not doing anything directly to you. Higher than that, same level of suspicion or losing suspicion.
Okay.
Then remember, Certs does have 1d6. I mean, if you got a 5 or 6, it would increase the threshold for life or whatever. So if you got 16 and he got a 5, having used his dice, then they'd lose suspicion. Or for example, if you got a 7 and he got a 6 on his dice, then you would survive still, but they'd be more suspicious.
Okay.
Because his is a percentile dice. It adds to a 100% chance, which means for it to work on a d20 like this, it'd need to be a 5 or a 6, obviously.
So what I'm gonna do, this is a big roll. I'm gonna look at Kamo and Arson, and I'm going to say, promise me this. You know, if I do not make it these next 3 days and I am found and caught, get strong. Get really strong. Okay? And I'm gonna give them both a life.
Okay.
That means if I'm caught and killed, nightmare.
Yes.
I understand. So this roll is very important because if I pass it, I live. If I get caught, I die and I'm dead. Well, probably
Then
dead.
you get caught. Everyone's in a nightmare. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just me in a nightmare.
No, everyone, because it resets time to a nightmare.
Oh shit. How do I die without them going to a nightmare? How do I just die? How do I let them be?
You don't. Hey, you've made the choice at this point. You don't. If you die, everyone gets sucked into a nightmare, but Kamo and Arson keep their memories.
Oh shit. That's not great.
Guess the only thing left to do is roll. There's nothing else to do. Remember, 1 to 7 is the death. Above that is whatevs.
I thought it would only suck me in a nightmare. I wouldn't have done that if I didn't. If I knew that. I didn't.
Everyone gets time resets, and it was written as time resets to a nightmare. So I'm not gonna be nice on that one, unfortunately.
No, that's fine.
I can't be. Yeah.
If he dies,
Because
does
I've been
Nightmare
trying
end?
to. If he dies to the nightmare end, that's a good question. That's not written for a reason. It depends on how, why, and a bunch of other factors. I will say, I'll give you that much spoiler. That'll be a nice, because I said I'm trying to balance one nice to one mean to keep the game flowing at like a decent whatever after a certain point. And so I've been keeping track. So like I said, I'll be nice and say if he does go into a nightmare, it may or may not end when he dies. It depends solely on the circumstances of his death. In this situation, if he dies in the nightmare, you lose the lives, but it probably will not do the nightmare until you get to another big decision where like the arc changes essentially. Which, to be fair, could be sped run if absolutely necessary at this current junction.
So I guess it's just
But
a
yeah,
roll.
go on. It's just a roll, yeah. 14. 14 is they do not gain more suspicion, but they don't lose any either. So you quickly realize your mistake there as you give those 2 lives to them instead. If you die at this point, everyone gets sucked into a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
And this absolutely inspires you to not be caught no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And you manage to get to Sydney. You dock. That's where we end the session for tonight.
I really thought it was just me that got sucked into a nightmare. I was so scared. I'm sorry.
Thank God.
But yeah, no, we end the session there. Is you dock in Sydney. You do not feel Genesis activate.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh boy.
There we go. That's it.
Gary.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, chat.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh.